Hi, my name is Daniel William Clark, and I played Cutman in MegaMan the Movie by Blue Core Studios. Now, I'm going to live up to my character's name and just cut right to the chase, you see, because it's no secret that we're living through some very bizarre, strange, and disorienting times. And if there's one thing that we could all use right now, it's something to look forward to, something to feel good about, something that would just make us feel happy again. Well, I may have played a bad guy in the movie, but today I bring you good tidings. Because you see, this year just happens to mark the 10th anniversary of MegaMan the Movie, and in celebration of this milestone event, I reached out to my fellow robot masters, as well as the two scientists that co-created us, and even the film's director, and yes, even that goody-two-shoes blue bomber guy who gets to have this movie named after him, and invited them all to a virtual cast and director reunion. And I'm very happy to say that it went over very, very well. And today, all of you MegaMan fans are going to get to see just exactly how it all went down. Consider this a very special present from all of us at the MegaMan Movie to all of you Megamaniacs all around the world. Megamaniacs? That sounds like the name of a tag team from the early 1990s. I believe one member of that team even knew a thing or two about cutting. Anyway, the time has now officially come. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and robots of all activation stages, it is my sincere honor and privilege to proudly present to you MegaMan, the 10th Anniversary Reunion. Enjoy.
Young here.
Hello, Edward X. Young. Good to see you.
Well, I can't see myself yet. Oh, here, I see my name, Edward.
There you go. What you do is, once again, on the bottom left-hand corner, where it says...
Yes, thank you. Here I am.
Go. You got it. Yep. Very good. Very good. I think we have another one coming in. We got Wayne Chang. All right. That's Iceman, I believe. Here we go.
Pretty groovy.
Pretty cool, huh? Hey, you said it, Ash. It's groovy. There you go. Wayne, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you have video capability on your computer there?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I'm still testing the quality on my end. Hold on.
Oh, okay, no problem. You got it there. All right, if you need any help, just let me know. Oh, looks like we have another one here. SMC. Oh, I think we may have Mr. Blues himself, Proto Man, coming into the house. Here we go. I've got their own Jun Naito. Okay, here we go. Bring them on. And Andrew DiCrescenzo. Okay. Excellent. Hey, there he is.
Hey.
Hey, Jun, how's it going?
Hey, good.
Yeah. Oh, man, look at that hair. I'm loving June's hair.
Oh, yeah. Really cool, June. Very cool.
Thanks, man. Wow,
Andrew,
look
how you doing there?
Good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Wow, I haven't seen these faces in quite some time.
That's true. Oh my goodness, this is.
Yeah,
really
I'm on a tablet, so I have to like scroll around. I don't get the thing.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, that's fine.
Dave Malbec with a Wily Castle. I see Sung with Proto Man. Yeah, I don't really know how to do any of this like that.
Yeah, I just have a white background.
Okay.
Didn't know
Very
how to-
cool. Here is Eddie LeBron. Here we go.
Okay.
All right. Who do we got? Oh, Carl Lee. I believe that is Elect Man. Okay, here we go. Let's power up. Alrighty. There's Eddie.
Whoa.
All right.
Hey, everybody. I can't even
Hello
see
there.
myself.
What's up, Eddie?
See ya.
Hey, what's up? Hi, everybody.
Hello. Woohoo! All right.
Oh, my goodness.
Eddie's got some serious mood lighting happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
how you
Got a little
see
bit of
change in
the
quarantine.
blue on this side here and the red on this side. MegaMan.
Hello, guys.
If you will.
Wow.
There you go. Hi there,
Hey, Carl.
Carl.
Haha, look
Hey,
at that.
how's it going?
Elect Man in the house.
My
Cool.
goodness.
Nice. So if we look
Oh,
if we
my.
lose any power here, you'll be able to juice us up, right? There you go.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
There's so many faces I haven't seen here in legit years. I don't even know where to begin.
Time to turn up the heat because here comes Hugo Salazar, aka Fireman. All right.
Where is everybody, like, geographically?
Oh yeah,
yes.
let's start. I mean, I'm in New York. Ed, where are you right now?
No, that's fine. That's
I'm in Brick, New Jersey, Ocean County, about 4 miles from the beach, and yet I can't go to the beach.
All
because
right.
the
Hey,
beach
you're kind of close to
because
me.
The beach is open, but you can't park in Point Pleasant unless you live there.
Good luck with that.
Oh yeah.
That's
I miss
amazing.
Point Pleasant. Such a great place. All right. How's everybody doing there?
All right.
Good.
The gang is,
I'm good.
the gang is multiplying.
Very nice.
Oh,
Hey, Hugo. How you doing?
There he is.
All right.
Faces.
oh my goodness.
Good to
Hugo's
have
on the
you here.
go. Oh my
How
word.
you doing?
Yeah.
I'm in the car. I actually wanted to be home for this, but I'm on the way home now. I just finished up my day now. But so good to see you guys. How are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
doing great there. How are you,
Great.
Hugo?
Seeing you, man.
Mhm.
Hugo, what are
Not
you
too bad.
doing that you're just finishing up your day?
Yeah,
what-
I've actually been able to stay quite busy through this, and you know, I got Salazar Productions going and everything, but when everything was shut down, I was able to get my crew active in other ways, more labor related. But you know, all the contracts I had ready before the shutdowns began, I'm like, listen, I got available personnel. Let me just put them to work in other things that my clients were asking for. So fuck it, you know.
Cool.
Why not? Yeah, very cool. Very good. Oh, happy
Oh my
to hear
goodness.
that.
What's Salazar?
You're not driving. You're a passenger in that car. You're not driving, right?
No. Actually, I'm driving. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. No.
There you go. That's good. That's good.
Hugo, what's
Hey, Edward, I'm loving this.
But I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I don't like cutting my own hair, and my stylist got shut down on March 16th, and I'm not going to do it myself. I'll ruin it. I'm not going to touch an amateur. So I just made a decision that I'm not going to cut my hair or shave or trim my beard until this is all behind us, until it's history. And by
I
the
like
time
it.
that point comes, I might end up looking like Cousin It or ZZ Top. I don't know. I probably look more like Dr. Light should have looked right now.
No, you have the Dr. Light
Definitely
beard
looks very
now, which
much
is
like
fucking
Dr. Light.
Maybe-
crazy.
Might as well keep it till
You can
Christmas
keep it.
and
You
get
can
work
keep
as Santa Claus. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
the thing. You might be age appropriate now for Dr. Light aesthetically and age wise. So it's like grown into it.
There you go. Dave, maybe you should grow the mustache back there, perhaps. You know.
I know, jeez. Well, that was a fake mustache. That
Yeah.
wasn't
It
a
kept
real.
falling off.
look
And
good on
pieces
you
are
there.
like,
Oh, in
Good.
some scenes, yeah, definitely. Results vary.
That's right. That was a fake mustache. You get to have it
Patchy and-
reapply it with spirit gum. This is real.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, that was a wild part of the whole experience. Was all the makeup. Was
Yeah.
really-
Oh yeah. You broke out tremendously. You were so
yeah.
sweaty.
Oh my
goodness.
God, it was awful. Yeah, it was not pleasant. Especially, yeah, like when we were something like just the hotter. It was a very hot summer. I feel like that we filmed in. I feel like it
It
was a
was.
particularly hot one, and there was that one.
It was over 2 years, really. But I remember some of those hot days.
Oh yeah.
Was it over
No,
two? Yeah, I don't even remember.
I thought it was
If
just
I
over a
remember
year.
correctly, we started shooting February, was it 2008? And then we
Yeah.
went alternate weekend, 1 day a weekend, sometimes 2-day weekends. And then it went through the summer of 2008. And then we wrapped principal photography by, I remember November, because I just started like the second year of film school. And then I was insistent on pickups the summer of 2009. So it was like over 2008 and 2009, which is interesting because we started in SD and then in 2009 we in HD. And yeah, so it was an over a 2-year process and like at least
I
5
remember
different
going to that,
styles.
like the
When you
Horowitz
called me
labs.
back,
Yeah.
When you called me
the
back, I was
Horowitz
really happy
lab.
because I really enjoyed working on it. And I was like, oh, good, we're shooting more stuff. I do miss the lab. I miss the lab.
I was too young and naive to realize how amazing that location was. But I mean, that lab is so behind them. They ended up co-partnering with another individual who ended up usurping and taking it away from them, so they don't have any lab anymore.
I wanted to
They don't
shoot.
have the
That's what
lab
always
anymore.
happened.
Oh, that whole lab set there, that's not there no more?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I actually think they tore it down and they built like a 2-story office building there.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. How about
So
that?
yeah, I wish there was like a memorial plaque because like that was like half of our shooting days were in that lab and
Yeah.
we even did
Wow.
green screen shots in the back room. So like we
It was
just
a ready,
we
it was
used
a
the hell out
ready-made
of that.
set. It was-
I just remember
Eddie,
going back there for
Yeah.
like pickups or something and thinking like I remember us shooting this a year ago. And I think it was with Dave. You and I we had some scenes and we were shooting those like almost a year after we started filming or something. And that's why I like thinking there's like we're at least filming it for like a year. But
I remember like the first cut completely didn't have a construction montage and a lot of things. They even have you like suiting up for the first time. So the following year we're like, we gotta do all this stuff, bring everybody back. And like that's the unfortunate thing is those scenes actually have a different aesthetic. So it goes from what I call it goes from like an Avengers aesthetic to like a Michael Bay aesthetic. So like if you look closely, you actually see the difference in like how I shoot it. But then again, like you were in Shadow June, so we didn't see how drastically you aged in a year.
I think he looks even younger now, frankly. With that Benjamin Button thing going on there. There you go.
That's the thing, like Jude, like right now with that hair, that's like almost in line with what I was trying to get. Like I kept trying to convince you to grow your hair, and you were like, "Ain't happening."
I don't know if it wouldn't have grown fast enough from the time you told me you wanted grown out. And I mean, this is just my quarantine here. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
I mean, if that's 2 months of hair, then it's like. But that's the thing, like you hated that original hairstyle, so you were just like, nah, and I'm like, I get it, because I was like, I love the mushroom hair so much, but also I realized that.
Like before I cut it off.
Yeah.
In 2006. Yeah.
I mean, I think it was for the better because you ended up looking like a major like action star as opposed to like, you know, a very vulnerable tall man who's just trying to make his way in the world.
There you go. Yeah, I started growing my facial hair a couple of years ago. I started growing my facial hair
a few years ago.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh no, about your facial hair.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I started growing mine a couple of years ago, about 2018, and it got as far as like right about here, and I decided to do that. I've been clean shaven for most of the time, but I said, you know what? A lot was happening, and a lot of, you know, the cool characters of fiction that started to grow beards. You know, Captain America had a beard for Infinity War, and then Aquaman, Jason Momoa had one, and even Luke Skywalker had grown a beard. So I said, you know what? That might be a good time too. And I was actually getting ready to shave it last spring, But then Avengers Endgame came out, and I saw how Thor looked, and I said, okay, I gotta go for it. So now, as you can see, I got it braided up like how he has it during the final
shit.
battle there.
Nice.
But yeah, it got pretty long though, and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I actually pulled that off. Wow.
Oh
So
my.
then this whole COVID
This whole situation
thing came
happened.
down, and I'm like, I guess I'm keeping it a little longer then. There you go. But
Oh no, it's that's the thing. Like, I kudos to anyone who can have a beard, because I literally can't go 4 days without shaving. Like, today was day number 4, and I made it a point at like 6:44 p.m. to rapidly shave, because I was
Wow.
like, that's a side of me that a lot of people don't see, even those closest to me. So I'm like, yeah, no, I gotta shave.
Okay.
Whereas I hate shaving. I hate it when I have to. I've only since 1985. I've only shaved if it's been necessary for a role in a play or a screen project, and I could never wait to start growing the beard back again. Just the way it is. I hate having that commitment. You got to get up and shave every once.
That's the thing. That's why I don't want to grow it out, because in the shower I can literally go, done. I can't. No, like, I don't even know how Dan Harwitz did it for so many years. So it's like I couldn't do that at all.
Is there anything?
How many people have watched MegaMan so far? How many viewers do we have so far, would you say?
Well, the YouTube page is 2.5 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
5 million. Wow.
we're at 2.9 million on YouTube,
2.9.
and we're at 800,000 on Vimeo, and that doesn't even include the illegal rips that people
Of
put up
course.
in multiple languages. Because there's a Russian, there's a
That's a
Portuguese, there's an Italian.
Oh, nice.
So like,
Wow.
Gee whiz.
so it's like,
I want
it's
to
a
hear.
thing.
Are they dubbed? They're dubbed. Are they dubbed? Eddie, or is it just?
Are they dubbed?
subtitles?
I have not seen a dubbed one yet. Which is
Okay,
interesting.
I'd be
Dubbed.
so
Dubbed.
pumped
Yeah.
to see seeing June, speaking Italian. I just
Or like
I'd love that.
Laotian Wiley, I'm down for that too.
Has anybody requested it? Maybe I've done a few horror movies which have been dubbed into Italian and German. I mean, they saw the productions and they contacted the producer, asked if they could have the video and the sound effects and the musical score track, and they went and redubbed it. So I've seen myself speaking fluent German and Italian, and I haven't even studied either of those languages. I was rather impressed. In German, I sounded a lot like Klaus Kinski, if you remember him. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh boy.
That's I mean, that's the funny thing is, like, and after 2 years of this movie being released, I lost track of how many people ended up doing their own thing and doing their own dubbings and their subtitles, which I thought was like really impressive. But also, I kind of wish like I had the knowledge I had now, because I actually would have made an appropriate press kit with a dialogue soundtrack separated track. So it's like,
It's not too late to do that.
it's not too late. I literally I remastered a movie in HD like a week ago.
Really?
There you go.
That's
10-year
great.
anniversary.
A re-release?
no, and
Why not? A re-release.
I should re-release it. That's the thing. Like, it actually, like, I ran it through DaVinci Resolve for 2 hours, and it actually like looks better and holds up a lot better than I thought it
Do you
would.
have any
Wow.
additional scenes or anything that was cut that?
Oh, there's like 25 minutes of stuff.
So you can
Like-
make a director's cut.
Bonus features.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mega
Also,
Man.
we
Yeah,
all
I
have
mean,
social
yeah.
media now. In 2008,
Zack
not
Snyder's
social
doing
media,
it.
we can make even
Blooper
more.
reels. Blooper reels. You must have stuff in the blooper reels, I imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
Was
the
it
thing. Like,
concept bloopers, stuff
Bloopers.
like that?
It's like all
Oh,
like
yeah, there's-
not like bloopers, but there's like all these improv from Dave
There's
Wallbeck.
the
That's like crack
the
the birth
everybody
of
up.
Wiley.
yeah, the birth
Right.
of Wiley. Yeah, the birth
Remember
of
when
Wiley
Eddie
is.
was on set looking for an outlet in the street when it was Mega Man and me fighting? Remember?
I
I might have pictures
Oh,
of that.
because I only was I was working between 2 batteries.
I
So,
know,
like,
and I
I
think you
literally
actually found an outlet, Eddie, which
I
props
found
to
an
you.
outlet to charge battery number, because that's the thing. Like, this was the ambitious but stupid version of me. So I was very ambitious in my goals, but also I wouldn't like wash the flight suits and the stretchy suits and the lycra suits.
Wayne knows something about
I would
the
forget.
smelly suits.
Well, Wade made fun of me the most about it. He was the most quiet. He would just say like, this smells like vinegar.
Like
Oh,
I remember
man.
we sprayed like those Febreze down to those plastic garbage bag of the suits, and it didn't help at all. It was a perfect experience for me to how to wear that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
I
was
have to
that was a
say-
hindrance. I was a lazy man. I was a lazy man because I was like, the vision. This is what I'm gonna do. And then there would be some days like I forgot to charge the second battery. We need to find an outlet somewhere. But that was
Wow.
always my mentality. It's like everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna make it through. And I still remember like something that you would do, June, throughout every one of those shoots. It's like shit is in the fan. And why are you okay with it? I'm like, everything's fine. And you're like literally like, everything right now is not fine. I'm like, what do you know?
The suit was
And in
falling
retrospect,
apart.
everything wasn't fine.
And
I love the suit that I used because
Yeah, I
it
was
was
just gonna
from a
ask you.
movie that we previously did. So just
Brother?
the
recycle.
cape,
Oh yeah,
clear cape.
there was a lot of
Yeah,
there was a lot of
stuff on
recycling
there.
stuff.
I have to say this was one of the very first screen acting projects I ever did. In fact, it was my second. I had just moved from New Hampshire to New Jersey after my divorce and was attempting to audition in New York, and now I've acted in over 100 independent videos, horror films,
So
and
crazy.
Bravo.
since then. A lot of them have ended up in stores, and about a half dozen are available on Amazon Prime and Netflix. But this one fan film of yours, I have been recognized on the streets or on subway trains in New York, Boston, even in Indianapolis, where I've been stopped by younger people like gamers who were looking at me and they'd ask me, "Were you Dr. Light in a MegaMan video?" I mean, I'm amazed at the recognition I get. And in fact, it most recently happened back in February. I was working on a film, and the cameraman who I'd never met before is eyeballing me and looking at me, and he just paused and he said, "Excuse me, were you Dr. Light in the MegaMan movie?" So it still happens that people are
That's
still
really
watching
cool.
it, and I'm
Yeah.
remembered. It's a thrill.
I used to get a lot of that around the time when it came out, and up to about maybe like a few years afterwards. And it's usually like stoner dudes.
That makes
I had a dude came up to me in a laundromat in the slope,
Wow.
looking at me funny. He's like, "You in MegaMan?" And once at an improv theater at the People's Improv Theater, at the bar, this like dude came up and asked me about it. But most recently, this is crazy. Some WWE wrestler tagged me in Instagram. I don't watch WWE, so I don't know who it is. I don't really remember who it is, but tagged me, and I'm like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And apparently, some like fan drew fan art of him in the MegaMan outfit, in like the MegaMan suit, and the wrestler tagged me in it.
No way. Well,
That's
I
awesome.
do know of at least
That's so
two
cool.
pro wrestlers who are big Mega Man fans. One of them is currently in All Elite Wrestling, Kenny Omega. He's a huge Mega Man.
Kenny Omega, that's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a
it sure
big
is.
deal.
His Twitter handle, I think, is Kenny Omega Man X, and his music video. The person who did his current entrance theme, his theme music, had put together a music video to go with it, and it looks like it's taken right from Mega Man 2 on NES. And it shows Kenny in place of Mega Man running around with all the like trying to escape the force beams, like in Quick Man stage and stuff like that, and fighting the big Walker and Flash Man stage. It's really rad. The other wrestler that I know is a big Mega Man fan is TJ Perkins, TJP as he's otherwise known. He was in WWE for a while. He's with Impact Wrestling. Every Tuesday when the show is on, when Impact is on, they have like a little Twitch chat, so like you can chat along while it's on. And he actually came into the chat room, and I got to ask him, "Hey TJP, who's your favorite Mega Man robot master?" And he said Flash Man from Mega Man 2. But he's definitely a big Mega Man fan as well. And in fact, when he was in, I forget which of WWE shows he was on. I think it was NXT. His entrance theme sounded very similar to the Dr. Wily Skull Castle theme. So do you remember like what time frame that was that that he tagged you?
No, it was this guy. It was his name is Drew. Gulak?
Gulak. Yeah.
Oh, Drew Gulak. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. He's a Mega Man fan too. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Another one to add to your list.
Oh, there's your 4-man Survivor Series team right there. Got Jun Naito, Kenny Omega, TJP, and Gulak.
It's funny you mentioned Twitch. So I used to live in the Bay Area for a little while. I was in the tech industry, and was at this wedding, and the one of the founders of Twitch comes up to me, goes, "Hey, Sung, you know I was on YouTube and was looking at this MegaMan movie. That was you, right?"
I love it.
So
awesome.
the guys at Twitch are big fans of the MegaMan films.
Oh
So.
my god.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
That's cool that they recognize you too, because most of the time you had the sunglasses on or you had the full Proto Man.
Yeah.
Would it be too difficult to do some kind of viewing party as an anniversary thing? Like, can all view it online?
I think
You can share your screen.
Something? Like on Twitch or something? I don't know who would set that up, but it was just an idea.
Live commentary going.
You were looking at.
All of us watching it.
You set it up. I'll have Dan walk me through that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
June, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah. What's up?
A few years ago, I forget when it was, but a few years ago, I was in New York. I was in Manhattan, and I had to get out to Brooklyn fast. I took a cab, and when I was on the cab ride, I was watching the TV in the back of the cab, and there was a commercial, and there you were. You were in the commercial.
It was for the Bing. It was like
That's
a Bing
right. It was
commercial.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I saw you in the cab, and blew and the woman I was with, I said, I know this guy.
he's my movie
driver.
son.
And I'm like,
He's
no,
my
the guy
movie-
in this commercial.
I created him.
He's my son. Yeah. Proud dad.
I think I did say that I created you. You were there.
Well, I remember after, shortly after the movie premiered, I remember seeing Dave in a commercial as well. You were in a Optimum Pixels commercial. Do you remember that, Dave?
I do. That was one of my first. Yeah, that was one of my very first commercials that I ever did.
That's awesome. And you still had, I think you had your own mustache at this point, though.
Yeah, that one I did. Yeah, I did have my own mustache then.
Yeah. I remember the commercial came on, and then even my dad said, "Is that Dr. Wily right there?" I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
holy cow, it is Dr. Wily."
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I feel like that commercial was out around the same time as the Dr. Wily, and I feel like there was some confusion about my mustache. I feel like why it looked so bizarre in the film.
Dave, weren't you wearing like a onesie or something in
with
it?
the mustache? You look unusual to me without the mustache.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm very un-Wily-esque. Yeah, I was in a brown onesie in it. Yeah,
That's right.
A brown onesie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As I recall,
shoe.
You stayed in character on the set. You method
Yeah, the shoe was attached to you. I remember that. Yeah. At one point, I actually had worked at the Bronx Zoo. I was a tour guide on one of their exhibits called Dinosaur Safari, which was animatronic dinosaurs, kind of like one of those Universal Studios rides or something where they go through and like the Jaws or King Kong ride, and oh look, there they are, or something like that. That was a really fun time. Did that for about 2-3 years. It was really fun.
Cool.
I actually have a story that I'm sure you'll appreciate on this one. One day I'm doing a tour. I'm doing a tour there, and the next group of people comes up on the wagon, and they give us a script to follow. They want us to say certain things when we get to certain dinosaurs and stuff like that. You could ad lib a little bit if you want to, but the main thing is that you stick to the plan, you stick to the script. There was one fellow who came on board. He came up with his girlfriend there, and it was summertime, so everybody's in t-shirts and shorts and such. The guy had on his legs MegaMan X tattoos. I kid you not. So I said to myself, okay, I have got to work this into my talk somehow. I have got to. What self-respecting MegaMan fan would I be if I did not? So I'm like, I got to find an in. So we're going through, and the tour is getting underway, and it's business as usual. It's going along. And I'm thinking, I'm quietly thinking to myself, Then we get to one of the dinosaurs called Deinonychus, part of the raptor family. And in the script, I'm supposed to say that we're still trying to figure out some information about this one. So for now, we may have to put this one into our X files. I said, that's my in. So I go, we may have to put this one into our X files. And I go, perhaps our MegaMan X files for that matter. And he looks over to me and he gives me all right. And I take my sunglasses. I'm like that. So I'm
Nice.
to say we had a great chat when the tour was over. Oh man. And then funny that you should talk about MegaMan, and I may have dropped a Cutman tidbit here or there perhaps. So yeah, it's like you were Cutman? I'm like, So I gave him the link and stuff like that, and well, I didn't see him after that, but I hope he checked out the movie, and hope he liked it as well. I'm sure he did, because those are some very detailed tattoos he had there. Really.
Guys, I have to run. My daughter is 5 months old and is having a meltdown, and my wife's been at it for a while. And I'm gonna go. Gonna go jump in there. Thank you. Thank you. It was great to see all you guys. Yeah, so great to see you. Eddie, when are we doing Mega Man 2? Come on, let's get on it.
Oh, I love it.
Calling you out.
I have so many,
Great to see you guys.
ideas.
Good to see you, man.
So many ideas now that I have a job.
All right, talk soon. Later, guys.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Talk soon.
By the way, where was Dave? We're going to discuss where everybody is. Was Dave still in the New York area, or is he? I didn't have a chance to ask him where he was.
I think he's in Jersey. He was in LA for a while.
Yeah.
And
Oh, cool.
he's
Yeah.
I
So,
think
Well, we
he's
can
back
go
in
around
his
and say
country.
what we've been up to and
anybody
where we
here
live.
from outside the tri-state area?
Like I said, I'm in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And you're in New
Right
York.
there.
Eddie's in New York. Where's everybody else?
I'm in New Jersey.
Okay.
Long Island, New York.
Hey, all right. Very cool. Very cool. How is it out there right now, Sam?
Sunny. It's nice.
Huh? Okay.
Nice and warm today. It's in the
What's that?
70s.
Rainy here.
Yeah. It started off sunny here. I'm in New York. I'm in the Bronx. It started off sunny here and very clear, and then by like 5 o'clock, all of a sudden, rain clouds came, and we had like a very light drizzle. But what is it now?
Gloomy.
Now it's pretty overcast. Yeah.
It was sunny and hot here in Brick, and I went out shopping at the supermarket, left the windows in my car open, went inside. Next thing I know, it's raining. My car is all wet in the
Oh,
inside.
shit.
I can't wait.
I'm actually pretty
I
close
can't
to you,
relate.
I think.
Sorry, guys.
Shut the hell up.
Where are you?
I'm in East Windsor, New Jersey right now. So I'm in
Okay.
Monmouth County.
Okay, I know the area.
So we're like neighboring counties.
True.
Nice.
Carl, aren't you in Florida?
I am. I am in sunny Orlando.
Oh,
wow.
Very hot today.
Okay, cool. Very nice.
And, and,
There you go.
and,
That's cool.
and Disney World is closed.
Oh yeah. Yes, it is definitely closed. Yeah, I moved down here like in 2017.
Oh, cool. Very good. Very good.
Mhm.
Very good there. Had you gone to Disney World after they opened up the Star Wars theme parks there?
Oh, yeah. Initially when it first opened, but when they started the second ride, I can't remember what it's called. I haven't been on that one yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I sometimes look up the
It looks
YouTube
cool.
videos of people who go to visit the Star Wars related exhibits, and I think one of them is you can meet Kylo Ren or Darth
Mhm.
Vader, and like he talks to you before then.
Oh yeah, it's
With him.
if you haven't done it, it's awesome because they totally interact with you, and they play their role, and you could say whatever you want to them, and they have to react as if they were the character. So it's lots of fun,
That's cool.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have the blue milk at
I did. I
hear it's
think
good.
I had the blue one. There's like blue and the green one, and I had
Yeah.
one of them, and it's like, yeah, it's like a fruity pebble smoothie. It's
Yeah,
like
I hear it's
sweet
like
and
it's vegan, so
milky.
it's Yeah, so it's not like vegan people can have it and stuff.
Yeah.
They really put some thought behind it. I mean, I read what goes in it. Like, I think there might be like some sort of a fruit juice involved and maybe
Mm.
like a coconut milk, or I forget what it was, but it sounded good.
Yeah, it's good, but very expensive.
Like anything.
Expensive.
Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Eddie, Mr. LeBron,
Yeah.
you back?
tell us about that Emmy statue I saw you holding.
Ah.
Which of the three?
You have three.
Ooh.
Tell us so you can do it.
Wow.
Eddie with the Emmy flex.
I've become more of a flexer now, so like, look at my pecs, I flex.
You
Uh,
deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, literally right after MegaMan, I went into. Literally right after MegaMan, I went into the Sonic fan film, and right into that, I went to a job at Pix11, and then right after that, I went to NBC. So it's been a very crazy years. And I've done 2 fan films since MegaMan, but MegaMan is still like. MegaMan is my fondest memory of shooting a fan film. It was
So
idealistic.
Sonic
and
was
stupid.
one of those 2. What was the other one?
I did a Five Nights at Freddy's versus Ghostbusters movie.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that I mean, honestly, like that is like Mega Man, a film I did called Substitute, and that film are like my top 3 films of my life. So, not a bad run. Sonic film was okay. It was okay.
You got the OG Sonic guy. You got Jaleel White, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I'm still waiting on like the Mega Man, because literally for the last 5 years, the directors of the Catfish film and various other films were the ones who were going to do. Oh, the film Nerve. We're going to do a Mega Man movie, and they still haven't done anything with it. And I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to see what they do compared to us. Like, I'm very excited about that.
How'd the Ghostbusters and Five Nights at Freddy's one turn out? I didn't even know about that.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like every fan film I learned lessons from, and that one I thought was like, it was the first fan film I did where it came out exactly as I imagined it.
Nice.
Which comes from like, I mean, I did that 6 years after Mega Man, so it's like 6 years of like failing and learning and like trying to like work around things. It's like Mega Man, like I have to affirm like mindset. Mega Man came out as fun as it did despite me, because I just kept like my ambition helped, but also I was just fully aware in retrospect how ambitious I was for most of it, trying to like do things that I was not capable of doing and somehow achieving it.
You mean charging your
by
batteries?
some sort of miracle. So that fan film, the Ghostbusters one, the Five Nights at Freddy's one, was in not despite of my ability. It was like after 6 years, 7, 8 years of learning hard lessons. Because I mean, like my first 2 fan films, like June was like in both of those. Like even that Ghostbuster fan film had footage from the first Ghostbuster
Holy
film
crap.
that I did that never got finished because I was way too highly ambitious. And also, like, I learned a lot from that because that shoot was 90% of June saying, Eddie, you're talented, but you really got to get your shit together. And I was like,
Hugo was in
it's
it too.
fine.
Don't forget, Hugo
What
was
was
in
that?
Ghostbusters too.
Oh, Hugo was in it. He's in
That's
the opening
right.
scene.
That's right. That was a fun character. That was such a fun character.
What was the character?
It was kind of like a Rick Moranis type character. He gets possessed, and I have an interview with June, and he examines me, and then I start convulsing into it because I get possessed again. But I do remember opening up the movie also in that sequence where I get possessed in the beginning of the film, and was that the beginning? That was the opener, right, Eddie?
That was the that's literally like the first 7 minutes are the most complete version because that's what's scored and color graded and all that with final effects. So like I actually found it on my hard drive like 2 days ago when I was looking at all this behind the scenes. Yeah, so like that's the thing. Like all that goes that assembly cut of the film still exists.
Oh,
which is like,
Oh wow.
which is wild. Like if you watch it on mute, it's like a fun movie, and then you hear the dialogue I wrote, and it's like a freaking disaster. And it's like
You can take away all the pesky dialogue.
that's the thing. It's like all the actors made it work despite my writing and my like literally moments in which a paragraph would stop midway because I was like literally thinking 5 steps ahead. So it's like literally I'm typing and then it goes Tim to as if the
Tim
sentence
to.
ends. And I'm like, it's fine. The actors will understand. And then June comes and he's like, Eddie, I don't understand. He's like, it's fine. Just say this line. It's fine. That was like my mentality throughout the whole Ghostbusters film. I was like, it's fine. And if you watch the footage on mute, it's like a fun movie. But like when you start hearing the dialogue I wrote, like literally the dialogue I wrote is the mess. Everything the actors improv is freaking amazing.
My experience doing a lot of movies, the directors who allow their actors to use their actor talent and improvise and find out what their own sense of character would go and say, those are the better films. The directors who are these hardballs sticking to their own scripts that they wrote, their movies are a bit stiff. You let us have a lot of freedom on the set, and I think that's why.
Yep.
And as a result, we had fun, and I felt like I had my creative freedom, and I think that's why MegaMan is still fun to watch. You can tell everybody on it is enjoying themselves.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing that I learned from like my 2 previous films. Like, was like I gotta trust the people that I'm hiring more than me, because my first film was like like my Ghostbusters film was like a complete learning experience. Actually working with actors. That's the first time I worked with actors and like actually like had a script and a schedule. And then after that, I did another free feature that not many people saw with June, Clear. June
Sung's in it too. Don't forget. Yep.
Yeah. So like Sung was the lead bomber in it. It was a weird, mildly experimental, mildly monologue-driven movie. And then after that, I'm like, I kind of have to trust my actors more. So MegaMan was like solely based on like, okay, guys, what do you got? Because I'm 90% sure that if you guys bring something to the table, it's going to work better when I bring. But then I always had like a bullet point because it was a fan film of like, this is the things we hit. As long as we hit we're fine. So just like, lay it on me. Tell me what you think. And I still remember you were very heavy, Ed, you were like heavy on like, I want to bring like a Vincent Price vibe to this. And I'm like, yeah, I can't argue with that. That's great. I like that a lot.
What's interesting is look, I'm older than you guys. I was never into gaming.
Maybe by about 5 years or so.
I was totally unfamiliar with MegaMan when I got cast, and I just figured I'll roll with this. And yet over the years, I've met people who have watched it, and they've said what a great Dr. Light I was. So I really captured Dr. Light. And I'm like, well, I guess I just had some gut sense of doing it. Well, you directed me, of course. I'm glad I fulfilled your desires.
No, I gotta say, just working on several of Eddie's films, and if I wasn't on that film, he was filming out of my apartment.
That's right.
So So but the one thing, like you said it, Eddie, you actually brought together some really good people.
Yeah.
We kind of checked our egos at the door. We just really respected each other, and we had a lot of fun on set. We had a lot of fun on set because we were mostly making fun of you. Kind of brought the chemistry together. But no, like for real though, like I don't rewatch. Whenever you rewatch your own stuff, like it's just really hard to be objective, and it's just really hard to watch yourself. But when you think of those films, like I think of MegaMan, I think of Clear, and some of the other stuff that we did. I just think of like you guys and how much fun I had on set. Like me and June, I mean, you casted me and June opposite of each other in several films, and that worked because man, he's like one of my best friends, and man, it was just so much fun. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're spending all our weekends.
Yeah.
Running around in tights with a cape. I mean, we're 30 at that time. I mean,
I'm a man. I'm 40. Yeah. I specifically remember there was a shoot in White Plains, and it was you, me, and it was MegaMan's fight with Electman. So we're waiting for Carl, and we're taking the train to White Plains, and Sung and I are like, we're waiting for Carl, and Carl's like texting us like, like 10 minutes there, and it's like, listen, dude, this train's leaving in like a few minutes, and Carl, you came like running in right before the train was gonna take off. And we were like freaking out.
Oh my god, yeah, now I remember. Wow, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think about like I mean, that was like, we were so chill and so cool. Even when there was a delay or someone was like arriving late, we're like, we'll make it work. There's shots without them. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think the angriest I probably got was not on set, but like probably like towards like David or Dan, the producers, when we weren't shooting. So, I mean, on set, like, I was like, we're here. This is great. Like, no matter what we get, we can make this work. I mean, I still remember, like, in the previous film, Clear, like, Sung, you showed up, and our actress disappeared off the face of the earth. And I was like,
The lead
this
actress?
is a shame, but let's get a sandwich.
The lead actress?
Well, one of the key actresses of that movie didn't respond to my text after confirming the shoot, and she disappeared off the face of the
Wait,
earth.
but she was one of the characters in the scenes that day?
Oh yeah, no, that film Clear, like she already shot one day.
Holy
We
shit.
never heard from her again, and she did not show up. And then it was me, my dad, and Sung, and we're like, we should just get like a ham and cheese sandwich, and I guess we'll just figure it out for me.
Wow.
What's that? I think I remember that. It was in your apartment, or one of your relatives' apartment.
That was
In
that
the
was
Bronx
a
or something.
cousin of. That was like the first day was you mean it's the first day of Clear?
I'm just trying to remember, but I remember we had to do reshoots with someone else, I think.
Yes, because
Yeah.
we shot those scenes, and then she disappeared, and then we just shot everything in your apartment, because literally we shot everything
That's
in
right.
the previous apartment beforehand.
That's
So
right.
it was like,
And you haven't heard
That's
from
the
her
thing,
to this day.
no.
Wow.
She
Well,
was shot.
Jude did bring to my attention that like 1 or 2 months after she disappeared, she added the film to her resume.
Oh no way.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Because you
But then
casted
she wasn't in
Dara
it.
right after.
Is she still in it?
Yes, I casted Dara, and then I casted her as the news reporter in MegaMan.
That worked out
That's-
well because I mean that's the thing about movie making. That stuff happens all the time, and you always end up with something better. Because Dara was amazing.
No, Dara was great, and I worked with her on so many freaking projects afterwards. That's the thing. Like, I watched MegaMan. I haven't watched MegaMan in years. I'm actually waiting to watch it when I do the live commentary or the viewing party. So it's like fragments. But the one thing I'll always remember, having worked in live news after the fact, I don't think I'll be able to stomach watching the Dara scenes of her interviewing Dr. Light and Dr. Wiley, because I know that they're completely inaccurate in every way. So, like, you can look at every scene in that movie, and the only scenes that are going to piss me off are the news scenes of her doing the interview, because I'm like, that's not how it's done. So, like, I'm very interested in the live commentary. The first 10 minutes, I'm cringing. Were you at that first MagFest, June?
I don't know if I've been to more than one of them. I think I was at, just at the one where they screened the whole movie.
Okay, because I know the first MagFest that I went to was the 15-minute preview that packed the room, and that's still like my favorite convention experience ever, because their reaction to watching the 15 minutes was amazing. And then we did the
15 minutes?
work in progress. What was that?
Was it the first 15 minutes of the movie?
It was an edit of like the first like 5 minutes, and then it skips forward and skips forward. So it was like it was like a Comic-Con preview almost.
Okay.
And then the second MagFest after that was a work in progress cut of the movie, and I still remember like there's scenes in that got audible reactions from the people in the room, and I'm like, this is amazing. And then I think the third MagFest was when I started promoting Sonic, but I was holding MegaMan like live commentaries, and people were still like reacting. Like the MegaMan screenings that I did those were the most fun convention experiences. Like, I was invited to so many conventions. June, you and I went to a random one in DC. That was
the
fun.
one in DC. Yep, that little girl came up with the Mega Man like plush doll that she had me sign. I'm like, you sure want me to put ink to this like awesome little toy? So.
Oh no, yeah, no. She talked to me for like, we're still Facebook friends. She talked to me for years after that.
Wow.
We ended up trading the Electman costume, which was completely beaten to crap, for a Top Man hat that she made for me out of scratch.
Wow.
So like, she was a real sweetheart. Like, she was so enamored with that movie, and she would always message about like, when are you gonna do a part 2? And I'm like, I don't know. I have an outline for part 2, but I was like, that was mad exhausting.
Oh wow.
What, you might do a part 2 for MegaMan? I'd come back and do it again.
I'm there in a heartbeat. In a heart tomorrow. I'm
Like,
there.
I look more like Dr.
Yeah.
Light now. They're actual cartoon character Dr. Light. I'd do it.
I think
no,
I remember we were actually kind of speculating when we went to, after the premiere in New York City, when we went to that restaurant there where we had some dinner afterwards and chatted. I remember we were talking about right, that was the one. If Eddie went ahead and made another one and we all came back, we might play like the next wave of Robot Masters that like would be considered the follow-up to the ones we played. So like I was Cutman, I'd be Metal Man, maybe Hugo, you were Fireman, so you'd be Heat Man, perhaps.
Yeah.
Andrew, you were Bomb Man, so maybe you'd be Crash Man. Yeah.
Same voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MegaMan remains.
What was that?
Just about the only project I've done out of the 100 or so movies I've done since then that I can actually share with children or with people that have children. I tell my kids that movies, I'm like, that's not a good idea. Well, except for MegaMan.
There you go.
If you made a part 2 and all the Robot Masters did return to be their like second version, 2 of them would be missing because 2 of them would be new because the movie only has 6 Robot Masters.
And then it goes to 8. Yeah.
And then also, would you still have the ratio of some of them being computer animated and some of them being actors, or would you lean more towards all the Robot Masters being one over the other?
I think it would have been an even split because that's the thing, like going practical with half the Robot Masters actually got us like an interesting audience. Those that are very interested in like Japanese live action, like the Power Rangers material, were really into like having the live action like characters dressed up and doing essentially like a Mighty Morphin's Power Ranger face off. So I was like, I want to keep that market because that was fun. But it's also like I like practical stuff. So I would have had half the suits, like they would have been much more elaborate, much more intricate, and the other half would have been CG. Like that's the thing. I know Top Man is in 2, right? If I remember correctly, right? Or is that 3?
3.
Because I actually had 2 and 3 outlined. And my goal was I wanted to get to 3 because I knew number 3 would be the craziest one of all of them. And I would keep to the same rules of like 3 CG, 3 live action, and I would just, go to town with all those. Like I had a whole trilogy written out.
Nice.
I just got, burnt out after the first one because I was young and naive. But
you're not anymore.
The last few years I tried to actually like write out and spec like a 2.5 minute revamp trailer, like how they always like in April's Fools they release like these fake movie trailers, and I feel like
the Zelda film.
Yeah,
exactly. Like if I feel like I did one with the skills that I have now, like I'm pretty sure I can blur the lines. So like that's been on my mind, and it's weird because I was thinking about it this past year, but then something in me told me wait, and then the pandemic came, so I'm like, okay, I'm glad I waited. So,
well, I mean, you already have it scripted out, but I'm excited to see the whole, if it ever came down to it, the whole Wily as an alien concept.
Oh,
in the second
Alienware suit. No, I wanted him to do the Alienware suit. That was the whole concept. It's like he would have a mechanical suit that would allow him to go toe to toe with June. So
that is a cool idea. But in the second game, at the end of the game, Wily himself turns into an alien, but then you find out it's fake. I mean, I'd be interested in the script, like. Would that play a bigger part of the script, or would it just be like, he's an alien? No, he's not.
It was going to be a combination of him like projecting some sort of holographic entity, but also it would be him in the suit in the end. So that way, because we never see Wily go, fisticuffs hand to hand with MegaMan. So I was thinking like that would have been seeing like MegaMan on the ground getting the crap beaten out of him by Wily. It's not only a visual that I want to see, but also it's super cathartic for a character that we spent the first film building as just angsty and pissed off and agitated. and not once does he ever kind of like the bad guy gets to like relish in putting Mega Man in his place. So like that would have been an amazing finale for 2, which I have. And then also we had this whole comedic thing with like Woodman that would have been just amazing. After the Avengers came out, I always say like this is kind of like almost an Avengers tone type movie. Because a lot of people wanted to go, like I had a lot of people saying, how come you didn't go darker with him? Like you can either go, now I say you can either go Dark Knight, you can go Avengers, and I went Avengers, which is the only way to do Mega Man. So like,
yeah, it can reach a bigger audience that way.
True. And comparatively speaking, the classic Mega Man series always had a little bit more campiness into it, whereas something more like, let's say, the Mega Man X series was where things got a lot more serious. So maybe if you did like Mega Man X or so, that would probably be the more Dark Knighter version of the series.
Oh, since everyone, here's something I wanted to ask, because I was kind of thinking about it. Like, we each kind of have that definitive memory of shooting this like definitive, like probably hilarious. So I want to know, like, from each of you, what is your most like profound memory from the shoot that we did? And I'll go last. I want to start with Ed, and then we'll go to Dan, and then go through everybody else.
Okay. Profound memory from the shoot. I remember just being so thrilled when I was cast in it, because I think it was the first. I had done one movie in New Hampshire on a fluke, and it worked out pretty well. And I moved. They gave up my job, and I moved to the area. And I was rejected by a number of auditions. I couldn't believe that I auditioned and got a major role in the picture. I was so happy to show up there and worried where I'd be rejected again. And there I was. I thought, I wonder if I'm suitable for any of these characters. I'm not really a gamer. And remember, I think I auditioned for Dr. Wily. And I remember,
well, if I can jump in on this, because I was the reader for all the Mega Man auditions. It was part like audition, part like chemistry read kind of a thing. And I think for the most part, we had all the actors coming in for Light also read for Wily just to see what they do. With the exception of a handful of actors who are definitely Light skewing or definitely Wily skewing. But I vividly remember, Ed, when you came in to read for Light and you left the room, we're like, we got a Dr. Light. I don't think there was ever any question that you wouldn't be Dr. Light for Mega Man. So I remember that's one thing that if I memories of Mega Man, I mean, there's I was like every weekend for however many weeks, months, over a year. But like the audition process was really good, and I remember being really blown away, Ed, with your performance at the audition. And then we actually, and it's too bad Dave Malbeck's not here, because Eddie, we talked about this guy. I forget his name, but we had a guy come in to read for Wily, and he was amazing. He was the theater actor who did like Dracula, and he was very dark. And in terms of like stature and height and build, he was very much the darkness to Edward X. Young's light. And we're like, yeah, this guy is definitely, he had like a very dark, sinister sort of dark image. And then Dave Malbeck comes in and does the Wily that we all know. And we're like, I was so sure that this other guy was going to be Wily that we're like, all right, well, let's just bring in the rest of them. And I remember Malbeck coming in, and it's like, holy shit, we've been going about this the wrong way. It wasn't the dark, sinister, brooding Wily. We wanted this German accent, kind of like Albert Einstein caricature, but an evil genius kind of character. So and I remember Carl's audition. I remember everybody's audition.
Oh, that's the thing. It was like that was an interesting audition.
I was very happy that day. I was starting to think, have I lost my mind? I had a secure job at a ball bearing company in New Hampshire. I gave it up. My boss told me, I've been divorced. My boss told me that I was nuts. You're giving up a job. You could retire here. We like you. You're very good at this. This job requires mathematical skills. And I'm like, look, I'm getting old. I got to try this acting thing before I die. It's my bucket list. I got to go to New York and try this. And
Wow.
I was really depressed going to the audition, thinking, what have I done? Things were secure. And then when I realized I was going to get the part, I was so happy leaving there. That day one was a very memorable day for me.
That makes me want to cry, dude. Seriously.
Oh, that's the thing.
It's
It's
pretty
like
inspirational.
I loved the audition process. Was like so like rejuvenating. I mean, that's the thing. When you write something, you hear people read it, it's one thing, but the cast of people we had come in was like amazing. And even going back to the Malbec, like I still remember June, like that first guy that came in, like he killed it and he nailed it, and we were like, this is it. And then Malbec comes in, I look at the resume, I'm like, I don't know, does he look the role? And then Malbec came in, he did an American read of it, and we're like, could you do a German accent? And then he did the German accent, and we're like, and then when he
Did
left,
we ask him to do the accent? I thought he came in with the accent.
He came in with an American?
He did a normal read before he did the German accent.
Wow.
Oh.
That takes balls. I got to say, that takes balls to do that.
Yeah, and we, for whatever reason, we're like, because I think every actor, we asked them to do an American and a German. So he did the American, and then he did the German, and after he left, I was like, all right, budget for a makeup artist, we got to throw a mustache on him. And I was like, I was already like, this is like, and it was down to the two of them, but I'm like, it is so apparent that it's Dave Malbec. And that's the thing with like Ed, it was like, we literally, Ed was so late in the casting that day. I was like, we are not going to find a Dr. Light. We're so screwed.
I mean, we had guys who we would, it was like, yeah, we could live with this guy playing Dr. Light, but no one was jumping out saying this guy's our Dr. Light. And then Ed came in. So
yeah, Ed came in. He was like maybe the second to last light that came in that day, and I was like, yes, this is great. We have a Dr. Light, and yeah, because we had this whole like preconceived notion of how we wanted him to like aesthetically be, but Ed was like tall and just very fatherly and just like all of these attributes, and we're just like, all right, so literally we can walk away today knowing that like we have everybody in place. Although I'm trying to remember, Sung, did we even audition you, or we did just give you like Proto Man, right? Because I think we gave you Proto Man right off the bat. Like it was like casting wise, we knew June was already booked, and then a few weeks later we're like, Sung's Proto Man, if I remember correctly. Because I think early on, like the unit was you, me, and June. That was like our whole like foundation before we got everybody else. And then I remember Wayne. Wayne, you just worked yourself in as like someone who was helping us and giving us advice very early on.
Well, there was an incident, right?
Yes, there was. But we won't mention his name.
I see him around all the time, actually. He's in LA. I see him all the time.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like, it's so interesting because like it was like literally, we talked about in the commentary how we had someone else for Iceman and it didn't work out. And we're like, okay, so we shot this, it doesn't work out, we're behind schedule, what do we do? And then we're like, then the actor drops out for like, reasons, and we're like, what do we do? And June's like, Wayne. I'm like, okay, Wayne, how you doing this weekend, Wayne?
I don't know, Wayne, if you remember this, but we reached out to you about Iceman, and at first you thought we were asking you for recommendations. Like, who do you, like, Wayne, who in your database, for those who don't know, Wayne is also a casting director. And so we're saying, hey, so Wayne thought we were asking you, we're asking Wayne that, for like an alternate. It's like, no, Wayne, we want you as Iceman.
Yeah. So because, because I didn't really go through the audition process, so I was really stressed out. I think June probably remember that how hard I tried to get into this character that I never explored before. Man, I'm not familiar with MegaMan. Never read the comic books. I saw 2 episodes back in Asia, and then that's it. So I was really stressing out, before the first day of the shoot.
Bravo.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like Wayne, like you, because it's like the character has a personality disorder, and that's the thing. Like you have a very kind, you have a very kind face. So like, it was so cool seeing you like because that's the thing. Like when we went into the day of shooting, we were like not worried. I wasn't worried. I was like, Wayne's got this. And then you would be so innocent and cute, and then you would throw your body forward, which was like the perfect like visual like metaphor. You just threw yourself forward, and you just started getting very growly and angry. And I'm like, all right, Wayne, this is great. Like you killed it. And I think the most unfortunate thing was we shot your stuff twice, because the first time we shot it, I wanted it to be overcast, and we shot it in direct sunlight. I still remember being like, oh, I don't like this footage. How am I going to tell June and Wayne we got to do this again? And then we did it again. And that's the thing. Like, if you watch your performance in the original takes and then the takes that are in the movie, it's the same. Like, you literally, like, plugged it. So it was, like, so effortless the second time to do it. Like, I think we actually shot it 2 times faster because we did all the work earlier on. And then when we did the retake, we shot everything in, like, 3 hours, 2.5 hours, as opposed to 6 hours it took the first time. And that's what's in the movie. And then
we even had time to take pictures with the bridal photos, like the photography.
Yeah.
That's my most memorable part of the shoot is the being dragged away to do like a wedding shoot. Yeah.
Oh no! Like I have like footage. I mean, obviously, like I shot that for the blooper reel because like I was like a bride, like a wedding has approached us off a tour bus and they want to take photos of us, and they gave my dad $20, and my dad's like, "Well, that's going towards lunch, son," and I'm like, "This is the greatest day ever!" Like literally,
paid you for
we have a profit today.
There's a part 2 to this, just real quickly. I guess in the past few years, a buddy of mine got married, and he was going through like wedding photographers and the wedding photographers' portfolios, and one of them he was looking at had the MegaMan like wedding photos.
Oh man,
amazing!
That's a keeper.
That's awesome.
Hey, I did an outfit change. This was an actual jacket I wore on set.
You got a
That's the jacket.
Chili there, or you just want to look cool?
This is my blues look right now for the sequel.
Awesome. There you go.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh my god, that look. No, it's funny because like Andrew, like you did the comic. Like I was looking at it earlier when you sent it to me, and I just see like since I haven't seen the MegaMan movie in so long, I see this iconography of literally like our blues image, which is the leather jacket and the glasses, and I'm like, that was all song. Like, you just showed up like that, and then you killed it. It was like, oh, that was so good.
When he showed up like that, I was like, oh wait, that looks like something I drew.
I too wanted to do it in an Austrian accent, but I think people.
Wow. See, there are layers. There's layers to everything. Now I'm trying to like. Carl, did you even audition? I think you just wanted to be in it so bad that you just ended up.
A couple of us did not audition.
I honestly don't remember, but June mentioned he remembered my audition, so I imagine I auditioned, right?
But I remember telling Eddie, why are we auditioning Carl? But
and then I think I said to you, it's a formality. He probably has the role anyway, just so we can get it to tape. And then he did it, and he left, and like, he has the role. It's happening.
Because you two work together.
Voice actors were there there were 3, right? For the CGI. I know I was Bomb Man. Dan was
Bomb Man. Daniel was Cut Man, and then we had Sonic Mega as Guts Man. So like, and that's the thing. Like, you guys were like, that's the thing with like the audition process for you guys. Like, Daniel, like you just like read 2 lines. I'm like, you got it. And then Andrew, you read like 2 lines. You're like, you got it. And Sonic Mega was just like, I need to voice Gutsman. I'm like, okay, well,
I know how I met. I mean, I met you at school through a mutual friend, and I didn't even know about the movie, and it got brought up. And I don't know what I did first. I don't know if I asked about that role first, or if I brought up the idea of a prequel comic. I mean, both ended up happening, but I don't remember the order of events. I just remember
you wanted a role, and then since you were in school, you wanted to do the prequel comic, and I'm like, yes. We recorded your lines in SBA. We literally went into a class.
I remember.
The footage exists. It's literally you over a desk, me shoving the mic in your face, and I'm like, just read the line.
I remember
And
that.
you would have known that it was filmed in the most ratchet of circumstances, which is literally every scenario. Like every voiceover we did was like in the most like, get in the back of my car, I'm gonna shove a mic in your face. Or get in the classroom, I'm gonna shove a mic in your face.
Yeah.
So I missed out on the whole shooting process. So I feel like I came in as a like, oh, and there's me. So if there ever was a sequel, I want to be part, even if I'm not in it, I want to be part of the gang this time.
If
you would be on set because you would need to be like absorbing everything. Like, so this is how everything goes down.
Yeah.
I'll be the whatever character is the funny fat guy.
Guess it would be.
We're giving that part to Jonah Hill.
I'm budget Jonah Hill.
Jonah's lost a lot of weight too, so.
I'm trying to
He's not bad anymore.
Where did I see the ad for the MegaMan auditions? Where did I find you again?
Craigslist?
Mandy, Craigslist.
With Mandy.com. Mandy, yeah.
All I knew was that's all I knew at the time was Mandy.com because everything else costs money. And I was like, the movie was done for $6,000, so like we were on a budget. And Hugo, you didn't even, I don't think you even auditioned also.
Can I tell the story?
Go for it.
Sorry.
It's one of my favorite stories ever of my career because I remember because I was in Ghostbusters, so I already knew Eddie by this time. So at some point, schedules in the line, I wasn't available for the audition for MegaMan, and somehow on 23rd Street on the corner near
the Flatiron building.
Remember we ran into each other on the corner? We ran into each other in the corner, and then it literally, this is why, I do believe in some, in serendipity, because we ran into each other and it's like, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, we just had auditions for MegaMan. And I was like, because Eddie already knows that I'm a stuntman, I'm an acrobat, I can do fight choreography, blah, blah, blah. So he was like, what about this role? And I was like, I would love it. And that was my audition. You know what I mean? It was one of the coolest things of my career because, just to go into the question that you asked us, Eddie, one of the most memorable things of, MegaMan for me was, look, as boys, we always imagine playing that superhero on screen. We always imagine, for me, I wouldn't ever give a fuck if it was a superhero or if it's a villain, a very significant villain. So to be able to have done that, and here's the funny part, the same summer that we were shooting MegaMan on the street in 100-degree weather, and June and I doing fight choreography on the street in those costumes, I would have to book it at 2 or 3 o'clock p.m. because I was already doing an off-Broadway play right in Times Square at the St. Luke's Theater on 8th Avenue and 46th Street. But here's the funny part. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I would still make it to get in the costume. It was a period piece. But for me, it was all about MegaMan. And granted, if this podcast ever gets out and the directors, the producers of that off-Broadway play are like, wait a minute, you didn't like our shit? Of course I did. But you got to understand, somebody who...
10 years ago, too. Come on.
Yeah, right.
What?
It's like 10, 12 years ago now.
If you need Cutman to throw the rolling cutter any part of this, just let me know, okay?
Yeah. That's the thing. Like you're the perfect man to edit this because like you literally got the scissor hands.
Yeah.
I still remember Hugo, like literally walking down the street because I bumped into you on my way to school.
Yeah.
And literally like that's the thing. Like that year of school, for whatever reason, I was firing on all cylinders. Like I was killing everything. And it was like because like I was on an adrenaline rush from MegaMan, so the MegaMan stuff just kept carrying over, and I just felt unstoppable. But I still remember that one day I was headed towards school, and I'm like, what the frick am I gonna do for Cutman? What am I gonna? Well, not Cutman. I was like Cutman, Bombman, freaking Fireman. Like I have all these things. Like where do I begin? And then I bumped into you, and then I'm like,
I was going the other way. We ran into each other. It's beautiful.
And that's the thing. It was like I bumped into you. I'm like, okay, I got Fireman. And then I figured out right after, like within a week and a half, I figured out Bomb Man with Andrew and Cut Man with Daniel. So it's like
How did
that whole
you,
week was like literally everything fell into piece. And that was like a stressful week because I was like, I got 3 roles here and I don't know who the hell I'm going to do about this. And it was like serendipity. I bumped in, like each of you just kind of like fell into place. Because
yeah.
at that point I had Elect Man and everybody else. And I was like, I'm still missing 3 Robot Masters.
So
and
how
I
did you
don't
find
know
Dan?
how to do it. What was that?
How did you find Dan as Cutman?
Didn't you reach out to me? You just like you reached out to me and you're like, hey,
Well,
I want to get involved in Mega Man. This is what I want to do. And I'm like,
yeah. Well, yes. What happened was I found out about the audition, and at the time it was on that particular listing, it was saying looking for Electman, Fireman, and Iceman. It didn't even say anything about Gutsman, Cutman, or Bombman just yet.
yeah.
I think it was also listing maybe Dr. Light and Dr. Wily and such. So I'm like, wow, that's so cool. And then I look into it, and then I see that the audition's taking place right in the city. And so one thing leads to another, and I get in contact with you, and I said, hi, Eddie LeBron, I just found out about your Mega Man audition in the city. And you're like, excellent, very cool. So I ask you about some info, and then you give me the date to come down. And so I just hopped on the bus and went down there, and I initially read for Electman, actually. I initially read for Electman, and in preparation for it...
You legit auditioned, didn't you?
What's that?
You actually auditioned, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I actually auditioned in person there. I auditioned for Electman, and in preparation for it, like I was watching some of the old, like I went online and looked at some of his animations from like Mega Man Powered Up and stuff like that. And I did like his pre-fight animations, like he was charging up his lightning and doing all that. And I said the lines. I read with June, and then we did a couple of takes there, and I was like, and then you're like, all right, cool, very nice, good job there. And then I think it was about a week later or so, you told me that you looked at the audition, and then you got in contact with me, and you said, first thing you said was, just want to let you know, one way or another, you're definitely going to be in this film, because you were in the zone when you did the audition there. It's like, oh, awesome, cool. So
yeah.
Oh, and I'll also note that when I brought you my resume, just for this one time, I added under my skills section there, I listed all my skills and accomplishments and things like that. And I made sure to include, have played and beaten all of the Mega Man and Mega Man X video games, and still remember the password to Skull Castle by memory.
Bravo.
Oh, no.
Yes, if there was ever a time for me to put this on a piece of paper, this was it right here. So
I remember your passion like 100%.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like anyone who had passion, I was like, he cares. And like, although like we went with Carl, I was just like, this guy just really, really cares. He's got to be in this somehow. And like, you did great at Cutman. Like, that's the thing, like the Cutman scene is one of my favorite scenes, and my biggest grievance is I wish it was twice as long. But that's the thing.
You
like,
have a lot of extra footage.
Yeah.
I do. That's the thing, like the second half of the movie is like literally boss after boss after boss, because like my whole goal is like I want to stay to 90 minutes. And that's the thing. I haven't watched the movie in a long time, but I skimmed through it to just kind of mentally see, when do we go into the action stuff? We go into the action stuff at like 38 minutes, which isn't bad. And then after that, it's just like action for the whole movie. So like it goes at a this whole fever pitch pace. And I was thinking like, I really wish I could have extended like the Cutman scene, because like the first animations of that scene I showed everybody at SVA, and that's essentially how I became everybody's favorite cinematographer. Is I'm like, look at this scene of June fighting Cutman, and everybody was like, whoa. And I'm like, I wish this scene was twice as long.
Can I talk about the Cutman fight scene?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, please do.
Yes.
I specifically remember this because we worked with Lang to do the fight choreography. Yeah. But ultimately, I'm fighting air, right? Essentially, because there's nothing there. So I'm just like envisioning how Cutman moves, and that's all the well and good. The thing, we shot that kind of up near the Horowitz's house. Like there was like a wooded area behind.
Literally 2 minutes away from there.
Right, and that's fine too. Except I have a very irrational fear of caterpillars.
I remember.
And this was caterpillar season. Literally, there was
my.
swarms of
Well,
caterpillars.
you're gonna have to deal with that
everywhere.
in MegaMan 2 when you fight Woodman.
Right.
Ah.
Hey, there's a good one.
Black caterpillars.
And I swear, I put my stuff down, and then I walk away, and I'm like, all right, I got to put my helmet on, and it's like there's like caterpillars all over it, and it was, for me personally, it was probably one of the toughest shoot dates because I was.
Oh no, I remember because like literally
Wow.
there was a moment where we're shooting and I see you pacing away having like a moment and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? You're like, caterpillar. I'm like, and then I think David was with us and Dave was like, yeah, June seems to not be okay with that caterpillar. And I'm like, oh, he's
caterpillar
afraid of
is
it?
plural, dude. There's like tons.
Plural. And then I remember
It
joking
was
like
the
June.
eastern tent caterpillars. I know a lot about caterpillars actually. I used to raise them in aquariums when I was a kid. But they until they became butterflies or moths. Those are the eastern tent caterpillars. They were everywhere. They were coming out of the webs. Yeah, it was the time.
those webs. Oh, gross.
No, that's the thing. I still remember like taking like literally going to June and I'm like, what happens if I pick up the sleeve with the caterpillar? And you literally said, don't fucking go near me, Ed. Stay the fuck away from me. And I'm like, oh, you're literally serious. He's like, I'm dead serious. I'm like, and no joke, I think we literally like we had a position where we were gonna do this fight and we literally moved it 15 to 20 feet back away from the caterpillars in order to do it. And I was like, this is a serious concern right now because I was like, I thought it was a joke. No, June does not want to fuck with.
I mean, there's like patches of them like everywhere. And the thing, when I'm in that zone, like my eye is scanning for any sort of slight movement for caterpillars, and so like I could see every single one of them from like this like giant like 180-degree radius, and
I mean,
it was a nightmare.
It influenced your performance.
What is it about caterpillars you hate so much? They can't
They're
hurt
just
you.
gross. No, I'm fine with snakes. I'm fine with centipedes, but just something about caterpillars.
Well,
You're
see,
okay with snakes. That's amazing. You're okay with snakes.
Centipedes freak me out.
That's
and
insane.
didn't you turn down the lead in the Human Centipede?
I unknowingly auditioned for the Human Centipede. Yes.
Oh, you did?
Please tell us the story.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, awesome.
You know, Jeff Goldblum turned that down after he did The Fly, and then they wanted June to do it, and he said no.
No, there was the lead centipede guy is an Asian guy, specifically a Japanese guy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like a friend of mine, her agent, I guess, asked around, hey, do you know any Japanese American actors? And so she reached out to me to contact her agent, and then her agent set me out for it. And I never even met this person. And literally, it was like I was already in a horror film because the audition was in some abandoned building on the west side. It wasn't even at a casting office or anything. It was in this abandoned building. I walk in, it's not even lit. And I'm walking down like dark hallways, and I get to the suite, the room number, and I'm the only one there. And there's a sign-in sheet, and there's no one's name on it. And I'm thinking, I'm already in this movie. And I sign my name, and I sit down, and then this woman comes out, and she's like, hey, can you look this over? She handed me a piece of paper. She said, look this over, and come in when you're ready. And I just assumed it was just like a cold read. So I start scanning it, and no, it's not audition sides. It's the story, kind of like a brief synopsis of the story for the Human Centipede. And I'm assuming everybody has already seen it or know what it's about.
Oh yeah, I seen it. I got a copy of the DVD.
I read the whole thing, and at the bottom,
I imagine it's not a question for Edward isn't have you seen it. The question is how many times have you seen it, right?
But like, I get to the very bottom, and this is the movie tagline, but I had no idea it was a tagline. They just said, and this one movie is 100% medically accurate. And I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. So I'm getting ready to leave, and I get up from the couch, and the woman comes through the door. It's like, oh, you're ready. Come on in. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go in, and shit, I keep hitting my cord. And go in, and they just like talk to me about my training and what I've done. And I think I had just finished filming MegaMan at this point. So I talked about MegaMan for a bit, and they're like, all right, great, thanks. And then I left, and then a few weeks later, they said, yeah, I got I got a word from the agent and said, yeah, they're going with someone else. But yeah, and I'm like, I'm more than okay. And I'm thinking, back in my mind, I'm thinking, there's no way this film's going to get made. And then I think it was a little over a year later when Eddie, when we were in DC, Human Centipede came out in theaters.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is that fucking weird experience I had. So yeah, that's how I unknowingly auditioned for.
Very cool.
Wow. Do you regret that you didn't like more aggressively audition and get that part? Are you glad?
I'm okay with it.
They're all very big at conventions. They do very well. Everybody wants to pay for their autograph.
Yeah.
Tragically, Dieter Laser,
he passed away.
Mad Doctor, he just died about like a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And, I always wanted to meet him because I always thought he was the maddest of all mad doctors I've ever seen in a movie.
Would you have felt any different if it was called the Human Caterpillar?
Oh, I would. I've been like, yeah, no freaking way. Am I going?
I'll be over here. Goodbye.
MegaMan, the 10th anniversary reunion. We'll be right back.
Incoming transmission from Robot Master Unit DRN-002. Codename Roll. Patching through.
Congratulations, Eddie and Dan, on the 10th anniversary of MegaMan. I really can't believe it's been that long. I'm so proud of the work that all the cast and crew put into this project, and have to say it was really fun making this with you guys. Good memories. Hope to see everybody soon.
We now return to MegaMan, the 10th anniversary reunion.
So everybody is back.
There you go.
Ed, you shared a memory. Sung, did you share a memory? Because I know we went like on a tangent.
Wait, I didn't finish mine. I was almost finished. I was almost done with mine. Almost.
Okay. We'll go to you, and then we'll go to Carl, and then we're going to go to Sung. We're going zigzag.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
So then when I finally, when I ran into Eddie on that corner, and I was, first and foremost, I have to, for the rest of my life and career, have to praise and be in debt to Eddie, because he gave me this. He gave me pretty much the role on the corner because he already knew of my acrobatic background, but at the same time, you never know when you get to set. You know what I mean? So Eddie trusted in me to pull off Fireman, and Fireman for me was one of the funnest characters of my entire career. So when I got to do that, it was able to instill a couple of things in me that's been very prevalent throughout the rest of my career after that. Discipline and work ethic. And since we were shooting and rehearsing in 90, 100-degree weather in costumes, it really tapped into that work ethic that I have, but also it helped me bring that character to life of Fireman, because like I said, we've always wanted to be that superhero or that villain on screen, but this allowed me to really play in that child-hearted nature play, but also Eddie gave a lot of that free reign to the actors because he knew who he was hiring. I know Eddie will be very modest and say like, I don't know, I wanted to give more responsibility to the people because I blah blah blah. But Eddie knew, in my opinion, Eddie knew what was up because he knew everybody he was hiring. So for me, up until today, over 10 years later, it's instilled that work ethic and that consistency and that discipline. That's why I've done so well in this industry, and primarily really being Fireman. So Eddie, I gotta really thank you for that. You know what I mean?
Thank you. No, I appreciate
Yeah.
that. No, I mean everyone who did a Robot Master was like, they killed it, and they all had distinctive personality. Like, thinking back to like everybody's performance, everyone brought something very unique. Like, you were very acrobatic, and this is not a word that I used back then, but you were very sensual in your approach.
He's right, guys.
Your body.
He's right.
You were just like so like, I'm feeling I'm feeling the heat of my body type of situation. So you were like a flame.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I remember during the fight scene with Fireman and MegaMan when Fireman does that kip up there, and then the way he just kind of straightens out, just kind of boom, just like
you
that.
remember the kip up? I'm honored. You remember the
Hip
kid.
hop is that's
Yeah, I do.
moments.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Thank
boy.
you, thank you.
That was awesome.
And then
That was like
and then that's
Michael
and then Carl, you
kind
were very like abrasive and sassy and just like very like standoffish, which was freaking
Oh yeah. I mean that
like
role for
yeah.
me, I was just so excited because it's just like what she was saying. It's like up until then, you know, like growing up, I martial arts and I loved like action movies and comics, and it's like a dream to be able to do any kind of character where you're like, you know what I mean? Like even though you're a villain, you're a superhero, like you have powers, like, oh my God, yes, I love that. And so and not only that, but I love with Eddie, and Eddie, you're mad talented. And so like every time I got to work with you was always so much fun. It was so great. You're like such a great person to work with, you know? And so it was actually really comfortable to work, you know, when I work with you. So I don't know, I always cherished all those, you know, short films we did because they were so much fun for me.
Thank you. Oh, that's the thing. It's like we literally in the year and a half where MegaMan was encompassed, we did 2 romances, like one an infidelity story, another a external pregnancy story.
Yeah, Carl was in Loveless, right? Wasn't Carl Loveless?
Loveless and Secrecy.
Yeah. I mean, and those are so far from, you know, what, you know, MegaMan was. So it's like, you know, when I got to work with you in a, you know, more serious, you know, type of work, and then got to do completely other things, which was like so, you know, opposite and really fun to do.
Oh yeah, and no, you were great as Electman. Like you were fierce. Like literally,
I was like being able to play evil. Oh, so cool, so much fun.
Oh no, you relished in it because you were like, I shot everything with you from like a low angle, and that's the thing. Like you looked, your presence, like when June was groveling, you looked bigger than June. Like you
that's
were
when
just
he was
like,
shooting his electricity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was owning
Emperor
you until
style,
like
like Palpatine style. He was like zapping me.
Yeah, no, that was
like
awesome. I wish I just wanted to do more.
And, that was how that fight went. But I was like,
Yeah.
could Electman be the one to have MegaMan's number here? But then all of a sudden, Proto Man comes in.
I was like, damn it.
No, that's
here comes Proto Man.
that's the thing.
One punch fatality right there.
Yeah, I know. I was like, man, I wanted to fight more.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's legit like wrestling booking. You build up this character of Electman who is defeating. So once Proto Man comes in, like that, oh my God, that one punch defeat got so many great reactions at live screening.
Awesome.
Like verbal like whoas, and I was like, yes. Yes, that was a turning point in the movie because once that movie, like from that moment on, like that's when you get all the verbal reactions. Like from when Cutman and Electman come in, and then Gutsman comes in, it's like it's a whole like different ball game for the second half. And then like Proto Man comes in slow motion after like the Yellow Devil, and I'm like that 15-minute like moment, like window of the movie. Especially the moment when like Wily's castle goes into the sky and Proto Man comes in, that is still legitimately like that window is the best thing I have ever done, bar none.
That was very exciting.
Like I have not rewatched the movie, but I have rewatched those 7 minutes way more than I'm willing to admit over the last 10 years. And like and that's like you like the Electman scene kills it. We go into the history of like Proto Man, we go into Guts Man, and like I mean that actually like segues right into like Sung, where it's like that scene where you finally wear that visor and you stand up in slow motion. That was like one of the last things we shot. And like that whole portion of the movie is just so it's so juicy. It's so good. I will never be able to capture moments like that again, which is not a bad thing. It's like we were firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. Eddie, what are you drinking?
Some sort of mixed drink. I'm not 100% sure.
All right, cool.
Sure.
It has
That's
some
good.
sort of lime. It has some sort of tequila and has some sort of popsicle. This is not my
Good.
concoction. Thank you.
Wow.
Before we
was gonna
segue into song, I gotta do one thing.
Yes.
Oh, Cobra Kai. All right.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm ready for Song's story. Oh,
Uh-oh, Sung's got something. Looks like.
Sung's receiving he's getting into his moment.
I think he might be getting his.
If he has a
I think
Daniel
he's
San
getting his
headband,
headband.
oh my goodness.
No,
Yeah.
he's coming back with a Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Drum technique, Daniel-san. Drum technique.
Yeah. Oh boy. Has anybody seen the show Cobra Kai?
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
amazing.
really? I
It's
haven't seen
amazing.
it yet.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I gotta check that out.
Oh yeah.
On
No,
the
definitely
YouTube, the
recommend.
premium YouTube.
Highly recommend. Very good.
Yeah.
Premium
Oh, cool.
YouTube.
Good to know. Good to know.
I'm very interested in what Sung is sporting right now. 'Cause
I think he's getting his. I think he's looking for his
Transforming.
headband.
I'm
Yeah, the
so
Cobra
excited.
Kai show is really good. I mean, I've always been like a Johnny Lawrence guy more so than Daniel LaRusso. So I like that we finally get a Johnny Lawrence redemption story. And season 3 is probably going to come out later this year. But 1 and 2 have been really good.
Actually, I was in a film with Martin Kove about a year ago. A Karate Christmas Miracle. That's on Amazon Prime right now.
Wow.
And I had a quick little scene, and I wasn't in Martin Kove's scene, but he was in it as well. But he's such a cool guy.
Nice.
He's such a cool guy. Look at Sung. Look at that.
Oh no!
Look at that. He's about to break the
That's-
7 ice bricks.
That's magical.
That's 7.
So, I mean, this is
cheers
like-
to that. Cheers. 7 ice bricks.
Drink it straight.
I've been here in Los Angeles for 10 years, and I don't think there hasn't been the same kind of camaraderie that I've had on the different sets that I've been here. Like, we just became so close, and part of it was you weren't very good with dialogue, so.
I'm still here.
Me and June, you knew that. Me and June were able to improv a little bit.
You guys legitimately did rewrites on the day of this.
We pretty much rewrote a lot of your films that we were in. Still waiting for the writing credits for that.
Sung, can I jump in for just one quick minute? You know what's funny? I literally with Eddie, I've done 3 scenes overall. So when it comes to me interacting with Eddie's dialogue, I'm completely alien to the fact of what you guys are mentioning, because I've been, because I was a villain just trying to beat up MegaMan and like
Right.
the weird guy also with June and also with June in a scene of like just me being possessed. So when you guys mentioned these dialogue points, I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Because I had literally combined maybe 15 lines in 2 films, but they've been significant roles.
films. Oh my
So
God.
it's just so
No,
entertaining to see.
Well, I'll tell you what. We probably rewrote your lines too. So
That's
I
the thing.
love
Like
it.
I will say
Cheers to
in
that.
every movie that June and Sung have been, you guys have rewrote. I feel like MegaMan was the one that I was most strictest about because it was like a fan film, and I'm like, you don't understand. The fans are watching this. We gotta stick to this. And you would be like, but Eddie, like, I literally cannot say this line. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
Okay.
I literally cannot speak this
kind of
line
line?
because it's
So,
not
so
how
this
human
goes into my memory. So we were in Times Square. We were in Times Square.
Yes.
That shoot, and I think it's when I first appear from the future, or and those lines they weren't easy. And I remember.
Yes, I'm aware.
But but that happens on every set though. But it wasn't just the lines. It was just you had.
It was a lot.
I think you had the rail cam going. There was just a lot. I mean, it's Times Square. There was just a lot going on, and I just remember that wasn't the easiest. That wasn't the easiest shoot, and I just remember, man, those lines were just really hard to come out of me, and I just remember watching it, and I'm like, yeah, it's choppy. It was choppy, but
That's just like this, man. It's choppy, just like this.
Yeah,
Daniel.
it was a little. very staccato. It was but at the same time, like what a thrill. I mean, we got to shoot in Times Square, and I live here in LA now, and just those kind of memories, I just really appreciate those kind of films we kind of made with family, so those are the kind of memories
we had a unit that just kept moving from picture to picture to picture.
Yeah.
Within the last 3 weeks, I've had 2 different friends of mine rewatch the movie, and they actually said like that Times Square scene sticks out to them, like visually, acting, energy wise. So it's like, that's the thing, because we were all in the moment there, and it was very stressful because I think like we had a 2-hour window, a lot of noise, a lot of like visual stimuli, and we were all like just trying to get through it. And like in that moment, we're like, how do we feel about this? And I'm like, it'll work. And then I've had like so many people talk about that scene and are like, oh, that's Proto Man. Like that seals the deal. And like I've had 2 friends in the last 3 weeks say like that Times Square scene, that's an amazing setup for the next portion, because that literally sets up into like Wile going insane. So it's like all the hard work paid off. Like that's the thing. It's like there's a lot of scenes that we did where we just felt like so not necessarily questioning. It's just there was a lot of stimulus because like we were shooting essentially a 90-minute film in half the days. I calculate we shot this film over the course of 18 days, which is kind of insane. I see your face, June. Initial photography. Initial photography number 1 was 13 days, green screen days 2 days, insert days 2 days on top of that, and then 1 miscellaneous day that I did on my own. I ended up calculating it. It was like literally between 16 to 19 days we actually did this movie.
But I feel like I was busy many more weekends than that.
I gotta go back to the numbers, but like that's the thing. I was looking. Well, but here's the thing: those days were 14 to 16-hour days. So like, we shot this like a Roger Corman movie. Like we plowed through that, because that's the thing. Like it made mathematical sense because there were very few weekends where we did 2 days back to back, because like we would literally do 1 weekend on a Saturday, 1 weekend on a Sunday, skip a weekend, do a Saturday, next weekend do a Sunday, skip a weekend, and next thing you know, like we did about 12 to 13 days by the end of 2008. That's the thing. Like I know that's generally what we shot for MegaMan because we did Ghostbusters in 11 days.
Wow.
And I remember doing MegaMan and wanting to beat 11 days, and then I realized it was impossible. Like we did Ghostbusters over the course of 9 to 10 weekends.
Maybe it felt a lot longer, but I know that.
I don't blame you. I made those days feel. That's the thing. When Ghostbusters was from like an April to September, and I was trying to edit it, and then we jumped into clear that next February of 2007.
Right. But with MegaMan, I just feel like it was definitely more than 18 shoot days, though. If we shot,
I have to go back, but like I was trying to calculate the days based on the raw footage, but then those days were long. They were long.
But the actual days, the number of days, I feel like we shot more than 8. We had more than 18 shoot days.
I mean, it's entirely possible that I'm missing some of the raw footage, but like I went through the raw footage to try to calculate it because I kind of want to just know. Because all the call sheets I don't have, all the
you never had call sheets. That's why I don't have call sheets. We didn't have call sheets.
Could I mention something real quick?
It might just seem like forever, Jim. I mean, my movie, The Killer Clown Meets the Candyman, we shot that. It's a 90-minute movie, and we shot it, I think, on 18 days, ironically. But we were skipping every other weekend, and it just seemed like we spent a lot more time on it. And the producer assured me, oh, we only spent 18 days shooting that. They were all long, long days. Like, I think Eddie's right. I think those just very intense days. They seemed a lot. They seemed like multiple days, even though
Yeah.
there were only one.
And
Yeah.
that's
at
the
a time.
thing. Like I could be not including the HD pickups of 2009.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Because those HD pickups of 2009 accounted for 4 days. I might be calculating the standard definition shoot of 2008, which would definitely be in that range. But then again, that would probably bring us to over 20 days, which might work more in line. But like in the year of 2008, like we really like busted our ass
Yeah.
a lot.
And Eddie, if you don't mind, I gotta quickly mention this the Times Square scene between June and Proto Man, because all my friends that I've shown this to and they've seen it and I've exposed this to, they've also mentioned the Times Square scene, because here's the beauty of it, right? You know, the Times Square can be all inclusive in your stimulus, in your stimuli, but it can also be very much of a vacuum. So literally, in what Times Square is in terms of so much things hitting your senses, it can also be very much of a vacuum, literally just, you know, Proto Man and Mega Man in their own universe in the midst of so much going on. And the constant feedback that I've had that when they've mentioned the Times Square scene is that they literally felt like those were the only two characters in the universe in the midst of a place on the entire planet of Earth that is so populated and so busy like Times Square. So kudos to you. Yeah, kudos to you for knocking that out of the park. And kudos to Proto Man and Mega Man for pulling that off, because literally, while there's so much activity going on, you're literally in the universe of just these two characters. And you gentlemen, Proto Man and Mega Man, pull it up so beautifully. It feels actually intimate in Times Square.
Hey, we're brothers, you know, Proto Man and Mega Man.
Yeah.
No.
Good observation. Yeah, it really was like it was just, despite being smack dab in the middle of a city populated by millions, like it was really just them two.
It's so intimate.
And it might have been the same.
It's so beautiful. Like I actually, it's so beautiful, Eddie. You know, Proto Man, Mega Man. It's so beautiful. So beautiful.
I mean, that's the thing. They carried the scene, because like you start with the wide shots and then literally goes to these low shots where the whole purpose is not to show anybody else. And the thing that the thing that I never like acknowledged June and Sung for is we held in tights and got the mic really close, and they did not yell their lines. They talked to each other, not over the sound, which made the scene 10 times more better. They just much better, because like they were literally just talking to each other.
Yeah, remember when the first when Chris Evans' first Avenger movie was shot in Times Square? Remember?
When he awakens in the present.
Exactly, when he awakens. And I'm not saying this to blow smoke up any of your asses, but honestly, the production quality of that first Avenger, when Chris Evans first awakens, literally, Eddie, you could take this film and that scene and you can literally compete with that production quality, because when Sung and June are in their own universe, in one of the most populated places on planet Earth of Times Square, you can't write that shit. You literally can't write that shit. It was so perfect, you know? It was just June and Sung. That's it. That's what was so beautiful, and that's the constant feedback I continue to get to this day with my friends in my circle 10 years later of that Times Square scene. So June, Sung, Eddie, like wonderful, wonderful work.
Well, Sung is pretty much the Korean Samuel L. Jackson, so.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
Have any of you ever heard of a little, I wouldn't call it a web series, but more like a sub-series of a web series called 5 Second Movies?
Yeah.
It was, there's
I think I've seen a few of those.
Yeah, exactly, on YouTube. There's this personality on YouTube. His real name's Doug Walker, but he goes by the name The Nostalgia Critic, or that guy with the glasses. And
He was in the Sonic movie I did.
That's right. Yeah, he was in the Sonic
What?
movie. That's true. Him and James Rolfe were both in the Sonic movie. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, he does a series. I don't know if he still does, but for a while he was doing something called 5-second movies, where he would take like 5 seconds. Doesn't have to be 5 straight seconds of the movie, but he would like only show 5 seconds worth of the movie to like cut it down to nuts and bolts about what it's about. So like for Empire Strikes Back, in 5 seconds, it would show Darth Vader, "I am your father," and then Luke, "No," and then Yoda, "Yes," and then the end. But I tried my hand at that. I said, let me try this out. So I said, all right, let's do Captain America in 5 seconds. So I show Samuel Jackson, "You've been asleep, Cap, for almost 70 years. And then I cut to Marty McFly from Back to the Future Part 2. "Did you say 70 years? The end."
Yo, I love it. Daniel, I want to see that shit. I want to see it.
Sure. I'll send you the link, or I'll send you the file there. Yeah.
Please.
I said, why not? Yeah.
I was going to say one of the reasons why June felt that maybe we shot a lot more days. I don't know about you as an actor, but I spent a lot of time rehearsing girlfriend Susie at the time. I mean, I just didn't show up in the set. We spent many days to the point where I was getting on her nerves. Now you got to take the script. I got to learn these lines. I'm sure you were rehearsing it too. So I mean, we worked individually on our own. We worked many more days than when the camera was running. Perhaps that's why you feel there were more shooting days. MegaMan took up a lot of my life during that time. I wanted to perfect the character.
Awesome.
Let us not forget, Eddie, a number of us from MegaMan also worked on that movie, Eat Me.
Oh, we did. I mean,
a lot of us from MegaMan were on Eat Me.
Another feature. I mean, we spent a lot of features together between 2009 and 2011. Like, we just kept meshing together.
Yeah. Well, you remember, Eddie, I co-produced the Sonic film of yours there. I was one of the co-producers on that.
You were in the credits.
Yeah,
I forgot about that until 10 days ago when I Google searched it and I realized, oh my goodness, you were in the Sonic movie.
Yeah. That was really cool. It's like, wow, MegaMan, Sonic, two
that was also the
heroes from
makeup effects artist on Eat
Me. Who else didn't share a memory? Who else? I feel like we got half of us in.
I don't think I shared a memory, but I wasn't really like on any shoots. It was really just that really quick voice recording thing. But I do remember. Maybe I was nervous because it was the first time I was doing that. So I remember laughing a lot and looking back at it, being like, "Why did I laugh so much? I must have been annoying." But I think I more so remember working on the comic with you. Like, we would sit down in the cafeteria area and discuss, like, well, what are the points that need to get across. And I had this goal of making sure everything made sense with the movie as well. And I remember we came up with a lot of ideas there. And I don't think anybody's read the comic. I feel like nobody's seen it.
I don't think I saw it yet either. I'd love to see it if you have any copies or like a digital file or anything.
Yeah, it's I shared it with Eddie before, and I'm probably gonna upload it somewhere else too. That might be easier to read. But
I would like to see it.
Yeah, I drew you a bunch of times.
I'm very interested.
I'm very embarrassed by the artwork now because it's 10 years ago and I was still in school, and looking back at it, I'm like, oh, this is terrible art. So, but yeah, I don't know. The link I sent Eddie, you want to like send it to them, or I don't know.
Oh, totally. Yeah, no, that's like a very interesting undiscovered asset, because like we sent that comic to like all of our like Kickstarter donators, and it literally has an artistic rendering of, Sung and Ed and Malbec and just like June, and it's like, and Seiko.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but the one who was Dr. Light's wife, who only appeared in a photograph.
Seiko. Like that was like her most predominant role was in a comic.
Yeah. it was very much a prequel and explained why Blues left. The big thing for me trying to make sense was why was Rock built after Roll, but his serial number comes first. So we made sense out of that.
That's trivia. OD, that's trivia.
Wow.
Yeah.
But we made sense out of that, and we took it as the core that was going to be used to replace for Blue's defected core winded up getting shelved as like it's going to be Rock, and he winded up shelving it. And so it was made before Roll, so it did have the serial number of 1. And then he winded up making MegaMan afterwards.
Oh.
And it explained, we winded up explaining why the name's Rock and Roll, why the serial number is DRN, even though we still used L for light. Just like a bunch of random stuff. And also, I forgot this until I looked at the comic before, but Dr. Wily had an AI that was helping him throughout the movie. And we even explained that.
All right, Olga.
I remember being like, in the comic, he says something along the lines of like, "Oh yeah, I even made an artificial intelligence on Olga Cossack when she rejected me." And Cossack was one of the surnames of one of the characters in the game. So really dropped a lot of Easter eggs in there, and nobody's read it. So.
Oh no, I remember we spent a lot of time like meeting in the SVA like lunchroom to like discuss that. Yeah. And I just remember like, you do whatever you want, but here's the bullet points. And then we would have discussions, and I'm like, that doesn't line up with the movie. I think I ended up sending you the script because I was like, we have to make sure it makes
and we did.
Sense.
I was like, okay, here's point A, like this is the game trivia, and then here's point B, the movie trivia, and I'm like, how do I flow it into it? And we wound up doing it, and it worked.
That the comic actually produced one of my favorite internal memes of all of my friends, which is Dr. Light pause, because there's literally one shot where Dr. Light is like this.
Oh
so,
yeah,
like,
I'm embarrassed about that too because
I love it. Are you kidding me? I love
funny,
it. So
but
I'm
it's
very
like
intrigued now.
the hands don't bend that way, so it's just like really.
I love it. So like between like a bunch of my friends and my exes and even some family members, like I would literally just like Dr. Light pause is like when you just kind of like throw yourself into a situation nervously. So that became literally a noun for me for the last 11 years. And I was
this is the first time I heard of it, and I drew it.
I know, because it was just like, we loved that shot of him just being nervous. And I was like, that has become a legitimate part of my life for the last 10 to 11 years.
Not to share this comic with us who have not seen it. I'm very interested now.
We have to re-push that comic. So that's what we're going to do.
Somehow. It's going to be more easily accessible on... there's a website where you can read comics called Tapas. Actually, I have all the files are right here. I can share it on the screen really quickly.
Yeah.
That's a fun comic.
Nice.
Yeah. Just a let me see here.
So I can see. I want to see June animated.
That's wild.
So what are we doing? Are we keeping it on Andrew's screen by himself, or what?
I don't know. I guess in the meantime, Dan, if you can figure out how I could share my screen.
Yeah. I mean, we can investigate. Let's continue like moments. Like, who hasn't like talked about a moment from?
All right, I'll try and figure out this share screen business. You guys keep doing your.
I need to download the. It says it's okay.
Oh, you don't have the actual program,
so I
or
can't
like on
do
the
that.
browser. Oh, okay, yeah.
So
if you don't have the program on your computer, then you might not be able to do that. I didn't even think about that.
Was Edward next?
Edward, you shared earlier, right?
Yeah, I said my most memorable moment was going for the audition and how.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was so happy. It was. If I hadn't made this audition, I might have given up acting and gone back to working in, ball bearing factories again. So.
And then Sung, you talked about the Times Square scene, correct? All right, Carl, what do you got?
Carl already talked about it.
Did Carl already go? Because it's like last hour and a half we've been trying to get those moments.
Yeah, you have. I mean, I did talk, but I didn't specify a specific moment. I mean, the real thing I mostly remember was just, obviously my bigger scene, and then just the whole experience of getting up and meeting you guys and having to figure things out sometimes, and I don't know, it was just a great time. Like I said, I just remember really being really excited to be able to play the part and do that fight scene, which gets cut short like so fast, and which was like because I was really excited about being able to put some fighting into it, because I don't think prior to that I had done any fighting on film, I don't think. And so it's like, like I said, because I've done martial arts and I'm a dancer, a very physical person. So I was really excited to be able to, be physical, and being evil also allowed for a different kind of physicality. And so I was really excited about doing that scene.
I think
it was great working with you guys.
Andrew, you should be able to do it now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went into security.
Oh,
press
perfect.
security, and then it says there was allow participants to chat, share screen was what I checked. So I checked off now.
Oh, it works.
There we
There it
go.
is.
Oh, there you go.
Aha, look at that.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Look at that.
Great.
Beautiful.
That is
There it is.
great.
So if anybody's watching this, and
Aw.
this might be the first time they've seen it, so
I've
Yeah,
never
totally
seen
is.
it.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it.
thank you.
Oh, that's great.
What publishing company printed this?
None. Just me and Eddie.
Independent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an indie comic that was included, I think, to Kickstarter backers, and I don't know who else got it. I don't remember, but
MegaMan
yeah,
Origins.
pages are kind of out of order. Inside front cover was kind of these are the characters, and
Great.
just a dear reader. This the process how it went, and started. I think only the first 3 pages are colored, but it was like a younger Light and Wiley graduated college.
Great.
Yeah, and then they're discussing stuff, and I mean, I'm not gonna read it unless you wanted, but
Oh my God, there's the Dr. Lighthand.
yeah, there it is.
Oh, that's it?
Love it. No,
Dr. Lighthand.
Eddie, that's awesome. I love it.
That looks
I love
wonderful.
It's awesome.
That looks wonderful.
Thank you.
That's,
And then
I
the
think
rest
it's
is in black and
incredible.
white.
oh, that's his fight there. Okay.
Yeah, that was the
cool.
blues thing.
Mhm. This artwork is fine. Yeah, I think it looks really good.
I think it's terrific.
Thank you.
Well, he's sweating.
Nice.
Get that.
Thomas, I'm pregnant.
Yes, I'm pregnant. Thomas, I'm pregnant. You see, the "Let's Rock and Roll" was one of her catchphrases, so that's where the rock and roll names came from. She
Okay.
gave Dr. Light the nickname of Dr. Wright, and that's what he used as the serial number. So there's little like Easter eggs thrown in here and there that explain stuff.
Little
Have the
cool.
Can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I have that the drawing of Mega Man's interiors. And they actually start building him on the table in, what is it, like on the last page or something? Oh, that's the cover.
Marvelous.
Yeah. So there's Mega Man starting to be built.
Oh.
Okay.
And then there's a story for to be continued in Mega Man.
Nice.
Wow,
And
that's
I think
beautiful.
the last page. Oh yeah, this was one of that might have been the back cover. And I think the last page, which I don't have in these files, I have it in a different file, was the teaser poster for Mega Man. So the way it worked out was it said, to be continued in Mega Man. And then on the next page, it was the poster for Mega Man.
All right.
So I'm going to upload this to Tapas. I don't know if anybody knows of it, but it's a website where people read comics. And so I'm going to upload these. I was going to do it before this so I could send everybody the link, but I realized the sizes of the pages that I had were too small, and I wanted to upload the higher quality pages, so I have to actually save them all as higher quality pages. So I'm going to try to get that up this weekend. And I don't know. I have everybody's email from the email for this meeting, so I can just reply all and give everybody the link.
Please, yes, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Andrew, did you do the coloring yourself also?
Yeah, it's very terrible coloring.
No,
it's great.
Really?
No,
I,
it's not. It's fucking wonderful, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
blown away
Program
by
for this, or is this hand drawn?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
You really captured Dave Malbec in this one right here.
Yeah,
this
right?
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I can even see a young Edward in that too. Very nice.
It does look like me when I was younger. That's old school comic book stuff. I love it. This is great.
That's when they
I'm
graduated
very
and they had
impressed.
their bachelor pad and all that, and they was just running amok in the city before they got really, glorified as scientists. I love it.
Yeah. They this was supposed to be, I guess, the day when they got their lab, and then they're talking about how they want to proceed with things, and then they're like, oh, we have dinner reservations, and we used the last name Inafune too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, if anybody's watching this on YouTube or whatever, they can actually pause to each page and read it. But I'm gonna give out the link. And Eddie,
you got the scoop.
Yeah, I'm
right
assuming
here,
you have Twitter,
everybody.
right, Eddie? Is Eddie there?
Oh yeah, where'd you go?
So he was so ashamed of the comic that he had to leave.
He left the children in charge.
Like, oh, not this again.
Not this crap. I was gonna say, if assuming all the fans of the fan film follow him on social media, he can post the link when I get it up. But to you guys, I'll send you the link in email because I have your emails from the email Dan sent out. So I think I actually, for panel 4 here, I think I actually referenced Dave's face in one of the trailers. For Wiley. I think I actually referenced it and basically redrew it with a smaller mustache or whatever. Or no, this one.
Oh, I see it.
They are older. This one, yeah, they are older here. So yeah.
The one under what? You can't be serious.
Yeah, the ... one.
Okay.
You are serious.
Yeah.
Gah.
I remember not long after MegaMan, I did a stage production of The Diary of Anne Frank, and I actually played a couple of characters. I played Mr. Crawler, who helps the family get settled in, and I played a news reporter, and then I played one of the German soldiers. And interestingly, they didn't ask anybody to really do any accents, but the director did ask me if to do a German accent. So I said, okay. So I was picturing Dr. Wiley as I was doing it there. So I was like, saying the lines, and we're going to get to it. That's not an actual line, but we're going to get you now, and things like that. I was like, okay.
You deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve it. Yeah. It's all part of my master plan.
Oh my God, I can't remember that.
I think my personal favorite of his in the movie was "Mine's better than yours is."
Actually, if Eddie ever makes a second movie, I think in the second game there's an evil version of MegaMan. Towards the end.
Well, there was an evil version of MegaMan in MegaMan too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One, it was
forgot about it.
One individual one. I think MegaMan 3. There was 3. There was 3 MegaMan clones, but only one could take damage though, while the other 2, your bullets just go right through them.
The 3 was specifically the one where Wily and Light become friends again because Wily pretends that he's turned over a new leaf, and they make the peacekeeping robot, which I don't understand why there's a battle robot for peace, but then Wily winds up.
I was never clear on that either.
It's like, for peace, we will build this destructive robot.
Yeah.
Did you see what Wayne just put up?
Oh boy.
What the hell?
What the heck?
Okay.
What is that?
What was going through your mind during this time here? What was in that energy tank that I just drank?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
My photo, I can't remember how I got it, but apparently this is like fan art of
Oh yeah.
Man
Oh,
from the
that's
movie. I was like, what? That's so amazing that, you know, people who watch the movies and are fans of Mega Man would have, you know, like this fan art. You know, that's me as a Elect Man, you know, that's so cool.
Oh,
Wait,
that's
did
actual
you
fan
guys
art
also
based
get
on
some
U.S.
random
Mega Man?
fan?
Sorry,
I'm
based on
sorry?
U.S. Elect Man?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty
It's
cool.
fan
I figured
art.
it
I
was.
was like, what?
That's really
Yeah, I
cool.
thought it
I
was just like
thought it was.
Elect Man,
I
but
can
no, it's
see it
actually.
now, but I thought initially it was from the Megamix manga, but it is actually from.
Yeah, I mean, I can't screen share, so I can't show you the whole thing. But oh wait, maybe I can now. Hold on, let's see if I can show you.
Yeah. Now that I have
I see
it
it now.
enabled, allow
Yeah.
participants to share screen. It should work. It should work for you.
Okay, let me try it real quick.
Wait, did you guys also get random fans putting your picture of the film together with the cartoon version of our characters?
No,
I would have loved that.
because
But
I only did a voice.
funny, actually, I actually asked Eddie when getting set to record the lines for Cutman. I asked him how he wanted me to perform the character. Do you want me to do it really seriously? Do you want me to do it just my regular voice? And I asked him, or do you want me to do it like the Ruby Spears cartoon? I can do that too.
What was the voice that you used in the movie? I don't remember.
Mine was well. My first line was actually interacting with Bomb Man when you're like, we're gonna go get Mega Man, and then I shove Bomb Man's hand off of me and go, calm down.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, and then afterwards, when it comes down to it's Elect Man, Guts Man, and me, Cut Man, remaining, Dr. Wily tells him to go after Mega Man, and then I say, the evil Mega will suffer. I'll cut him down to size.
That was amazing, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
That was amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Voice I used for
myself here. Wow.
The voice I used for Bomb Man was kind of like a lieutenant of sorts, and I wound up using that voice for an audition for Lieutenant Surge, the Pokemon Adventures manga read.
Oh.
The guy really liked it, but I'm still waiting to hear more about that project. But just like this kind of voice, like, I'll throw these bombs at you.
Very cool, very cool.
But yeah, it was also there was a time where I was doing a lot of like looking for voice roles, and I got a whole bunch of projects, and like almost all of them, nothing ever came from them. So. I don't know why. And one of them, that same voice was used as a character in Metal Gear. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Metal Gear 3. It was Colonel Vulcan, and one of the lines I specifically remember was like, "Remember the Alamo." And I like everybody loved the voice I did for the character because it was pretty spot on. And the project, just nothing happened with it, and I think the guy canceled it. And I'm like, oh, come on! Like I got all these voice roles lined up, and nothing became of any of them, and that was pretty discouraging.
Did you have any footage from it? Did you have any footage at least from like?
No, I just have the auditions because the guy never did anything with them. I guess these people had these projects lined up. I got casted as a bunch of roles from different projects, and all the projects just nothing happened, and I'm like. Are you serious?
Oh, man.
Look,
wow.
Yeah, like, oh, come on. I was really excited. I did, I think it was at some point in college, maybe earlier, somebody did a redubbing or a dub of Super Mario RPG, and they got casted as Gino, which was, oh, no, sorry, not Gino. I forget his name because I didn't play the game, but he was like this purple dinosaur, not Barney.
Croco?
He's supposed to what? Croco, yeah.
Yeah.
My name is a Croco, and I spoke like this, and I steal your things, and I run around.
That's awesome.
Like, I try to do I love doing voices and never get anywhere with them. So.
But listen, that's the universe testing you. I was telling someone else in this conversation, that's the universe testing you. So continue to push through it, because at some point, after all the work you've done and all the things that you've recorded that never came to light, something's gonna Something's gonna, you're gonna record something that's gonna just blow up. So literally, I'm telling you.
All you guys remember, if somebody's looking for a crazy voice, just be like, I know a guy, because I can do a whole bunch of just weird voices.
All right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Actually, I got a motion comic I'm doing. Somebody's animating one of my personal comics, and I got a character who's coming up in a couple more episodes. He's a little fox guy. And how does he talk? He talks like this. He's very almost like, but
That's awesome.
That's all right, cool.
But nothing ever comes of this stuff.
Well, it's just chalk it up to experience for yourself there, and
yeah.
at least you know you could do it. And if you need to show somebody, let somebody hear a sample of your work, you'll have plenty of material for them.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Well, that's why it was fun doing Bomb Man. So, oh, nice.
Ooh, very cool.
Awesome. You see it?
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I can't remember how I got it. Maybe Eddie gave it to me. I can't remember, but
that's so cool.
Oh, I dig it.
Who drew that?
I don't know. They have their name on it.
I wonder
no
if
idea.
The other Robot Masters.
I know, right?
Elio Mean? That's what it looks like it says.
Oh no, that says Elect Man.
That says Elect Man.
Elect Man. Oh, Elect Man. I thought it was the artist's signature. Of course,
Well, it could be the artist's name.
Well, if someone watches this, maybe they'll find out. We'll find out who it is. Who did this.
Yeah, if anybody's watching this, find out who did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elio Man.
The artist who drew this really outstanding drawing of Elect Man, please come forward.
Yeah, once we go live with this broadcast, they'll come forward. We'll be busy finding them.
That's probably what will end up happening. Yeah, this will go live. This will go on air, and someone will say, "Hey, that's my work," and then next thing.
Yeah, he'd be like, "I need a cut because you're publishing
I'm
it."
surprised I'm not seeing an artist's signature on this. Most artists sign their work. A very humble artist.
Huh.
And there is
Yeah.
I don't see any signature there. I would always sign any artwork I did. It's really terrific stuff too.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Hey, gentlemen, by the way, I got to get up early in the morning tomorrow, but before I run, I got to tell you how wonderful this has been to, just to reconnect with all of you and just to recollect all the memories and wonderful experiences we've had on set. I would stay longer, but I got to get up early tomorrow, but it's just been so wonderful getting to see you guys again.
Yeah.
And seeing how, great your
Absolutely.
lives have been.
You must be an essential worker.
Well, fortunately, my company has been able to stay employed. We're not
What
essential.
is your company?
Huh?
What is your company?
Salazar Productions. Salazar, www.salazarproductions.co. So, we shoot commercials, we shoot video, we shoot documentaries. And, while we're not essential, we have a super small crew to be able to be active during this time. And I've also been able to partner with someone else in terms of, a production assistant type work and moving equipment and materials because no one can shoot. So they need help in doing stuff. So, I've been okay, luckily, during this time.
Thank God.
So so I do got to get up early, but hit me up on my Facebook. You'll see all my info, Instagram and my website and my all that.
Yeah, we have been going for like 3 hours.
I'll let you know when we're resuming production on our serial killer triptych, whatever. We're doing a trilogy of.
Edward, we gotta talk, dude. We seriously gotta talk, man.
Remind me through Facebook. I'll send you a link to a password-free version of the Killer Clown Meets the Candyman. I'll do that.
I want to see.
I would love it. I would love it, Edward. Thank you very much. I would love that. And also for the future, I know Eddie is not here at the moment, but it's okay. But I just got to throw it out there. One of the best experiences of my career has been being fireman in MegaMan, and the second anything with MegaMan 2 comes about, I'm there at the time, name the place, I'm there. And I think, we'll be able to do it again.
I concur. I've had so many projects where I'd be thinking, when is this going to be over? But MegaMan was a project I was sorry when he said, that's it, we've wrapped, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
he has a trilogy,
Wrapped.
so.
It made me kind of sad. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
But if you could all remember it, check out Take My Breath Away on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I gotta
Take my breath away.
Take my breath away. On it. I'm writing it down right now.
My
Okay.
Corona.
Like Berlin, right?
Horror movie I made with my friend Pete.
When we all sign off, we should all each sign off as our character and say where to find our stuff, I guess.
That's a
You
good
wanna do
idea.
that?
Yeah.
I'm down.
That sounds
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I mean, because if you got to go and we've been going for 3 hours, so unless anybody else still wants to hang on, we should all peace out as our character.
Sure.
Okay. I'm down.
I don't know the order, though.
All right. All right, I'll go first there.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Should we do this in solo view or should we do this in group view here?
Whatever you want.
You're recording it, so whatever looks better.
Okay. All right, let's do this in individual view. That might be pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. So, it appears that we have surpassed 10 whole years, and we are here to celebrate the 10th anniversary of MegaMan the movie. You know who I am, Robot Master Unit DRN-003, codename Cutman. If you need a lumberjack, I'm your robot. If you need someone to take down the evil Nega, the blue bomber, the super fighting robot, whatever it is you want to call him, you can count on me. You may have defeated me once, MegaMan, but I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell your descendant, MegaMan X, to look me up in the future, because I will see him during his 8th adventure in Optic Sunflower Stage. And don't worry, I'll leave the door wide open for him. Until we meet again, MegaMan and my fellow robot masters, this is Cutman, reminding you all to stay sharp.
Amazing.
Yeah, I have nothing planned.
Follow up that? How do you follow up that? That was amazing.
Was that not scripted?
On that note,
Let's end on that.
that's amazing.
It's gonna beat
I can't stop
so.
that.
Yeah, all those years watching.
That was
just gonna
amazing.
say,
Paid off.
I was just gonna say something like, "I'm gonna blow you away." That's all I was gonna say.
All right.
Man, we could have just ended on Daniel. That was
That's
amazing.
it. I mean, I'm good.
I'll jump in. I'll jump in.
All right, go for it, Fireman.
And now keep in mind that nobody's pretty much ever seen my face in the past 10 years. So I have to mention I was Fireman and MegaMan for being like, you were the guy who did blah, 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 because I had a mask, you know?
That's so you have to talk like this.
Put on a surgical mask.
I was a man by the time I saw the light. Okay, so here we go. Here we go.
I was born in the fire.
I was born.
I was forged in the fire.
All right, so here it is. After 10 years, finally, we have come to light, and once again, as the robots of Dr. Wily, we will take over the city. But once the blue light comes in our sphere one more time, we will actually destroy him. It will not be that walk in the park that MegaMan had that time 10 years ago. So this is Fireman signing out.
All right. Very cool.
Everybody's talking as if they're still villains, but either in the movie we're all destroyed, or in the sequel we're going to be allies. So
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So our mentality is like the final programming before we were destroyed.
Yes.
So
Amen.
We're still villains.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Well, I'll go next.
Okay.
Yes, Wayne.
You know, if you guys didn't realize that Eddie actually dubbed my voice in the film to something more menacing,
Oh, somebody else did your voice?
Right, that's right. It's not. He did dub your voice. That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it again.
Yeah, he hated my voice.
You have to do sign language.
So here we go. So, hi guys, thank you so much for tuning. I'm very happy that you are here watching this, and I will kill you all.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. That was great.
Bravo.
That was really cool. Really cool. Wayne. There was actually one thing I want to ask you before we go to the next one here. There was one thing I want to ask you. If I remember correctly, at the premiere, you had told me that you were part of a group that combines martial arts with dance.
Yeah, you casted for that, right?
It was a theater company. Carl participated in one of our productions in the past.
Oh.
Sourceman, right?
Yeah. I was whatever his name was.
So yeah, it was a theater company that used to produce Chinese or bilingual language theatrical productions. Majority of the productions are period piece.
It's beautiful work that you've casted for, man. Really, I applaud you. Amazing work.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'm no longer part of the, I was like the executive or creative branch within the theater company, but I am still casting for them. So.
Okay.
Very cool.
Awesome.
That's right. Laughing in the Wind, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was wondering if I had a picture of that.
Awesome. All right. Which robot master or superhero or inventor of robot masters is next?
I'll step in. I'll go next.
Whoa.
I figured, why not? This is Edward X. Young. I play the kindly Dr. Light in MegaMan. And when I did play the role, when we shot it, I was 48 and then 49 years old at the time. Now at 60, I've actually grown more into the role, looking more like the character should have looked. And so
you don't look it. You look so good for your age, bro.
Well, in spite of almost getting killed in a car accident, I do try to stay in shape. I'm sorry I haven't got a lab coat, but I was working out before we logged in. I just remained in the t-shirt. But you can
Greetings
see.
all.
You can.
Sorry.
Eddie has returned.
You can see me. Go to YouTube. Look up the short horror film we just got last month during this lockdown. It's called Take My Breath Away. Also, if you go to Vimeo right now, it's normally there's a fee for it, but it's password free right now. On Vimeo, look up Creepy Clowns, the Lunatickler. There's two killer clowns in this movie. I play one of the killer clowns, and I'm in clown makeup throughout the movie. If you have Amazon Prime, I've got two movies that are free on Amazon Prime right now, which I have major roles in. One is The Emerging Past, the director's cut, which I actually shot right after I finished MegaMan. I did that, where I play an exorcist. And also there's the Tom Ryan's movie Faces, a crime thriller shot in Jersey City.
Faces?
Faces. In Faces is a bizarre movie about Tom Ryan, who is the writer, producer, director, plays the lead character, the villain in Faces, a serial killer on the loose in Jersey City who decapitates his victims, and he brings their heads home. And in his hallucinations, he imagines the heads come to life. They are the only friends he has in the world. He's collecting friends. I played one of the faces, one of the titular faces in the movie. That Faces is free on Amazon Prime, and so is The Emerging Past, the director's cut. The regular version is there too. The director's cut, there's a few more of my scenes that are put in where I play an exorcist, and I'm in the opening scene of the movie. But you can find me on Facebook when I'm not banned. When I'm not on Facebook, you can check out other things I have on IMDb. I would certainly recommend you can put it into a search engine. Check out The Killer Clown Meets the Candyman. I'm very proud of that role. You have to pay, I think, $10 to watch it, but you won't regret it. The Killer Clown Meets the Candyman. is one of the darkest, most sinister things I've ever done. In fact, it is the darkest, most sinister role I've ever done. And I would challenge you to name a movie which is darker and more sinister and more bizarre. And I've won a few awards for it. So, and look for me in future projects. I hope I'll work with Eddie again soon.
Yes.
I still need a Dr. Light for a Mega Man Redux trailer, because like that's the April Fool's thing I want to do. So you never know. Like this time next year, I'll be like, Ed, we're gonna do something.
I'll do it. I think we should do another Grindhouse horror movie. Remember, I could do special effects too.
Awesome.
Oh, I've been wanting to do one for you. You were in a Grindhouse horror movie that we did together. So like, I'm down for like another one.
That's right. I mean, well, I did a lot of the special effects. I did most of the special effects in Mutnik, and I was the chief special effects artist on Eat Me. Had a lot of bloodshed.
You are.
But
Eddie,
do check out my movies that are free and available.
You have to sign out as Light, though. You got to say something as Dr. Light.
Dr. Light. I wish I had a lab coat on, but this is Dr. Light. I must return to my lab to create some more robots for your enjoyment.
All right.
All right.
Bravo.
Excellent.
Eddie, when did you jump back in?
Yeah, you
Like,
kind
I
of
just noticed you down there. When did you come back in there?
I came back in about like I came in about 2 minutes ago. Internet issues, just things happening over here. So here I am. What did I miss?
You got another drink? You got another drink?
No new drink, and I'm out of coffee. So this is like the worst case scenario.
I don't want to mention to any of you. If you want to find me, I don't use any fake name. I use my real name. You might chance upon me on chess.net. I rather enjoy the game of chess. I know you're
okay.
I love it.
I'll play chess with you, but I suck.
I'm frequently there using my real name.
Okay.
Ed, are you under there as your name?
Edward X Young on chess.net.
All right, I'm gonna come at you, bro. I'm gonna come at you.
I'll be there probably tonight after this broadcast. I'll probably pick one before bed.
Who else needs to go and say something?
Thank you for being awesome.
Who's got song gone yet?
What's that?
Has song gone yet?
No.
No.
Say something.
Song.
All right, son. Would you like to
Go
give us the
for it.
best Proto Man promo?
Top corner of my screen.
You guys read the Bot Bible? There's this passage I have memorized. It's Decrenzo 25:17.
Wow.
The path of the righteous bot is beset on all sides by the iniquities and tyranny of Dr. Wiley. But blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak bots into the shadow of the valley of death. For he truly is his brother's keeper and finder of lost children. And you will know, and to those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers, will feel my furious anger and vengeance. And you will know that I am the Lord. Now, Rock, I thought that was some cool shit to say before I capped a motherfucker in his ass. Never really thought about what it meant, but this morning I saw some shit. It made me think twice. I was thinking, Dr. Wiley is the evil man, and you're the shepherd who shepherds the weak through the valley of death. Or I'm the shepherd, and you're the weak brother, and it's the world that's evil. Now, I want to believe that, but you know it's not true. Truth is, I'm the tyranny of evil bots. Dr. Wiley is the weak. But I'm trying really hard. I'm trying really hard, MegaMan. Trying really hard to be the light. All right.
Yeah.
Blue's out.
Bravo. Bravo.
Great. I cannot top any of these.
I'm highly emotional.
Very good.
I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes. Amen.
Amen.
Samuel L. Jackson couldn't have done it better.
Kareem Samuel
Didn't
Jackson
do
right
it
here.
better.
Yeah. That sounds like a classic Jake the Snake Roberts type of promo right there.
You Jake the Snake Roberts is this motherfucker, yo.
Yeah, that's right.
Amen.
Proto Man gonna hit him with the DDT. There you go.
Carl, what about you, bro?
It's really been 10 years. Took me 10 years to grow this head back, Mega Man. And I'm not only here for you. I'm here to destroy Proto Man. Proto Man, I'm gonna knock your head
Beautiful.
The rematch is on.
off. You fight.
Nice.
But yeah.
I can't top any of these, man.
What? Ever.
Who'd you send that? Mega Man? You're gonna have to, bro.
Well, I guess Mega Man should go last, so that means I have.
Yeah.
That would make sense, yeah.
I should have went first because now I got all this pressure and I can't. Everybody else's was so much better than mine.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Bring it.
Before I do it, you can find my stuff. I've been posting artwork and things like that on Drew Maru. That's DREWMARU _comics on Twitter, Instagram. My DeviantArt also has the Mega Man comic origins. That's just drewmaru.deviantart.com. I think on Tapas, where I put comics and stuff, is also Drew Maru Comics. I've been using Drew Maru Comics or just Drew Maru on a bunch of things, so you can look that up. And I guess for Bomb Mega Man, you're the blue bomber, but I'm the real bomber. I'm going to throw bombs at you, and you, and you, and I'm going to throw bombs everywhere. And this place is going to explode. Boom, boom. This is Bomberman. Not Bomberman, Bombman. This is Bombman. Bomberman is a cheap knockoff. So is the Blue Bomber. I'm the best and true bomber. Bombman.
Yeah.
Bombs out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bravo.
That's amazing.
That's great.
Yeah,
Andrew, my
great,
girlfriend's been listening this whole time. She loves it, man. She loves it.
Yeah, it's great.
Thanks a lot. Bomberman.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
So cool.
As
It
long
was
as
so much fun.
my fuses cut, man.
That's right.
Well, it's all on rock.
Here we go.
Bring it, baby.
Yeah.
Bring it, bomber. Bring it, little boy blue.
Hey guys, it's Rock. Ever since I took care of all of the evil robot masters and Wily, I sent him with his tail tucked between his legs. The world's been pretty peaceful and safe for the past 10 years, but I do notice there's something happening on the horizon. I'm talking to my father, Dr. Light. He's been keeping track of what Wily's been doing. There's something happening. There's something brewing. But I'll be ready.
Oh man, bravo.
That was cool. That was so freaking noble. Oh my god.
Nice.
Good.
Like a
Fantastic.
real
Fight
hero.
for everlasting peace.
That's it. Yep.
We got
Oh,
one more
that's
left.
the wig from Roll, right? That's
Yep,
Roll's
Yeah.
wig.
that's Roll's wig.
I think it's worth saying, revealing that if there was one thing that I would change about the movie, I would actually have hired a hairstylist to help us with the wig. I didn't realize
Part of
how
the
important a
charm.
hairstylist was until 3 films later when I put a wig on someone and the hairstylist made it look like hair. And I'm like, oh, maybe that's why I should hire a makeup department.
Eddie, I
I
got you
literally
covered
hired
on
a
that
makeup
department.
artist.
Don't worry.
It works because
I literally hired a makeup artist just to give Dr. Wiley his makeup. And whenever June or someone would come and be like, do you need us to have something? I'd be like, no, it's fine. So like, if I can go back, I would tell our makeup artist, yeah, you should probably make up everyone who's actually going to be in front of the camera.
But you know, it works because a lot of the characters are robots. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it kind of
Okay,
made sense that maybe she looked like that with the wig.
Slightly fake.
A robot.
It's
She
good
was
to
a
have
robot.
it's good to hire a makeup artist. It really is.
It's part of the charm.
But I gotta say,
Well-
gentlemen, if ever in this universe we can do a second Mega Man, name the time, name the place, name the location, I'm there. Period. No matter what.
I second that.
Yeah.
I
Come
third
back
that.
as
Awesome.
the voice of Crash Man, assuming all the robot masters are gonna move into their Mega Man 2 role. But I'll also be the body type for Woodman.
Ooh, Woodman.
I was not ready for that.
Take this leaf.
That was great. That was great.
Mega Man, welcome to my woods.
But there have been, caterpillars in those woods, man. I tell you.
My secret technique is the caterpillar bomb.
Caterpillar.
Right.
Movie would be
Watch out.
17
Watch
minutes
out,
long.
June.
If only Dr. Wily knew. He just needs to use caterpillars.
Hmm. That's Mega Man's kryptonite there. That'd be his weakness.
Yeah.
I want you to retrieve the bots. No, I don't want to. I got these caterpillars, motherfucker. Okay, I'll do it.
You saw Silence of the Lambs the first time. It must have been the fact that he was raising caterpillars that really freaked you out.
Ah.
See, now I understand rock and roll. See, somebody has to do the cleaning and someone has to do the fighting. And so the choice is, Mega Man, you can either go save the world or you could clean the yard. There's a lot of caterpillars there, though. I'll go save the world.
Every time.
Oh man.
I'll go clean when it's winter.
That's it.
Don't forget, Eddie needs to record some kind of farewell to.
Yeah.
Sure, definitely. Yeah.
He's
Do
like, I hate
do
you
this-
all.
do-
Goodbye.
Now, do I do this as me or do I do this as a Macho Man version of me? Because I can be very genuine.
Oh, if you could do the Macho Man version, I'd give that a big ooh yeah.
Listen here, brother.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I could do a solid Macho Man, but I'm gonna speak from the heart, because the world's in a very, very weird place right now, and
This is when he drops Mega Man 2.
oh my goodness. No, I think about especially over the last 10 or 12 years, I think about some of the best memories I've ever had, and maybe it's a little extra. The last time that I feel like I've been genuinely happy with everything, because life is hard as you become an adult. Work is hard, relationships are hard, everything's hard, but I cannot verbally articulate being on the set of Mega Man was legitimately the 2 best years of my life to this day. And I have to thank everybody in this chat room, everybody who's watched it, everybody who has supported the movie for literally giving me the highlight of my life.
Wow.
And I love you all tremendously for that.
We love you back, man.
Yeah, we love you, man.
Yeah, we love
We love you back so much, dude.
That's love to you,
love you,
Eddie.
Eddie.
You're the man.
Now do the genuine one.
All I'm going.
Boom.
Boom. Exactly.
I have to say, my late fiance Susie was at the premiere, and of course she was a fan of Mega Man, and she was very impressed with your movie.
I thank you for that. Thank you.
I had a lot of fun working on it and watching it too. I was like, aside from the fact that I was like, when's my speaking role? Where's Bomb Man? Aside from that, it was just like a fun movie to watch. a lot of people and a lot of critics, they're always harsh on reviews and stuff, but I personally believe as long as you can watch a movie and enjoy it, it's a successful movie. And Mega Man like went past that. It was like, this is the dream for a like a fan of Mega Man, and you did you knocked it out of the park, man.
Yeah, fantastic.
And for us to have the careers that we've had since Mega Man, and still, you know, have this bookmark of Mega Man in our lives, of what it's meant for us artistically and professionally, it says so much not just about Mega Man, but of Eddie having created that universe for us to play in. It's a dream come true.
But hopefully in 2, I can actually play in it with you guys and not sit in a room just.
You will, right, Eddie? Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Side eye, side eye.
You see, Eddie slowly lifts up a gun and he's like, not now.
Remember, Andrew, Laurence Olivier said there's no small parts, only small actors. Yeah,
yes.
That's what he said.
Yes.
That's it.
That's a good quote.
Yeah. Just remember, Mega Man, when you go into your robo-hibernation sleep, be assured you will see that figure.
Oh, boy.
Dreams.
Yeah. Mega Man, we're coming for you in 2. We're coming for you again.
We're going to be reborn. I'll be Crash Man. Crash in the party.
I'm going to heat things up.
And I'm
like a microwave.
And I shall be Metal Man. I'm gonna take my metal blades, just like I took the rolling cutters once upon a time, and I'm gonna slice and dice and do everything nice to give the Blue Bomber a good chopping he won't soon forget.
Give a good haircut.
Seriously,
I'll probably have a little bit of fun too.
Thank you for like helping me get onto Zoom and be part of all this. I'm so glad I got the email and you.
A lot of fun.
Oh, my pleasure, there. You're very welcome.
Great.
Yeah, Daniel, thank you, bro. Thank you for emailing me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I didn't even know you had all of our emails. That was a nice surprise.
Well, some of your emails I did still have, and a couple I had to get from Eddie. But yeah, I'm just grateful that they were all still working and stuff like that. They were all still in effect, and
I could just imagine that conversation. You asking Eddie for emails, and Eddie's just like, "Oh, do I want to do this?"
Will have to give himself a cameo in the next one. Give himself a part.
Yeah, do the Alfred Hitchcock thing there, where you show.
I had a cameo and I cut it out. It was from the second to last scene. Like
really?
I was a camera operator with Dara.
That's right. I remember
there was a deleted scene where I was like a news camera operator with Dara, implying that the first camera operator was fired for being so sucky. But then it was so.
We shot
David
that.
Horowitz.
He got the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it killed the pace in the end, but I still have all the footage, and you know I looked very dapper in my dress shirt and my gelled back hair, but yeah, I wish I put myself earlier in the movie. I wish I got bombed by Bomb Man. It would have made a lot more sense.
I would have bombed you, boy.
or Cutman comes up while you're filming. You turn around. He gives a good shot to the camera and goes, "And cut."
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Damn it.
Cut it out. Yes, Andrew. Yes.
Cut it out. Hey, Cutman, cut it out.
Amazing.
But yeah, gotta say before anybody gets their hopes up, we're talking about Mega Man 2. It's just an idea, just theoretical. Eddie already said, you know, he just had a script and ideas for it. But don't anybody watching this and be like, "Oh, Mega Man 2's coming," you know, because we hope it is, Eddie. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah.
Eddie, whatever happened to the Midnight Show? Black Man.
Black Man was amazing.
I've never seen that.
I don't know. Well, I mean, David cut it and it's all done. It's just the Midnight Show never came out.
My God.
I saw a poster for it at a convention at the New Jersey.
Oh, of course.
Horror Con in Atlantic City. There was a poster for the Midnight Show. I'm like, wait, I'm in this.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
talk to the producer Newt about it. He's got the reins on that. On me, I'm just a helping hand who helped Dave make that. But like, you know, it falls into the whole vessel of like Ghostbusters generation. It's in the ether out there somewhere.
Wow.
That's a fun character. I enjoyed that. Whipping around that actual chain. You know?
That was fun. It was a
Bruno,
pleasure.
Man, great to see you again.
And thank you guys. Great memories. Just really good to see
Amazing
you.
memories.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Go watch the Magnum PI in Hawaii 5-0. Really appreciate the residuals. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, you got it.
Take care, guys.
All
Excellent.
right, see you, man.
Take care, son.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was saving this
Break
alcohol.
out the good. I got here a little bit of the bubbly. There you go. Break out the bubbly.
I love it.
Well, Daniel, this has been great. Thanks for putting this
This
together.
has been
Yeah.
amazing. I love this.
Yeah, thank you,
Tremendous.
Daniel.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank
My
you,
sincerest
Daniel.
pleasure today. Just the fact all you guys are on board really means the world to me. I'm very
As soon as I saw that email, I was like, yeah. It's like, that sounds awesome. Yeah.
that's so great. That really means a lot to me. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, it's interesting how when they do reunions for things like you know, movie anniversaries or any kind of other entertainment-based ones, it's usually like either somebody on the outside who brings the cast and crew in, or maybe the filmmakers will organize it themselves. But just
Eddie.
Just one member of the cast right there. I said, hey, you know what? Let's see what happens. And I'm just very glad that everybody was on board with it. I think, Eddie, I told you about this, and you said something about like the guy who played Jimmy Olsen did something like that once.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Olsen was like the host of like all the Superman DVD special features. So I was like, yeah, you get that very loyal side character to pop in and carry everything, and then Cutman kind of swoops in and does it.
Wow, that's
better
cool.
than a high school reunion.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it feels like.
It is a 10-year. Yeah, it is 10 years. So it is a high school. I don't even know if I had a high school reunion. So this is my high school reunion.
I skipped on mine.
I think I skipped mine too.
Into my 20th, and I haven't missed since. I go back every 5 years. I missed the first 3. Go to your next one. But this is even better because you go to the high school reunions, you can't hear anything. There's some DJ playing. There's too many people there. This was terrific.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Eddie, I have one last question for you. I'm sure it's been asked to you before and stuff like that. And believe you me, as you've just heard and experienced the last few hours, we are all very, very grateful for it. But there is one thing that has piqued my curiosity for some time. Out of all of the video game franchises out there that up to the point where you started making the movie, and even up till today, that had never gotten a motion picture adaptation, that never had a dinner, as the comedian used to say, what made you choose
Red Buttons.
MegaMan? What was that?
Red Buttons was the comedian.
That's it. There you go. You nailed it. What made you decide to adapt MegaMan? What made you decide to make a movie about MegaMan in particular, as opposed to like?
When you're 4 years old, and the earliest video game memories you have is of a blue character going around and shooting at enemies, and then you grow up with that into your teenage years, and then your late teenage years, that becomes a part of you. And then one day you see fan-related content online about MegaMan. It makes you think, why is there not a movie of MegaMan? And ultimately, it's because I had an overwhelming desire to see this movie, because I didn't think I would ever see it, and I wanted to be the one to do it. And that's love for MegaMan drove me to do something crazy, and that's literally all it took.
Wow.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen to that. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Wow.
This was great.
This really feels fantastic. I mean, this really has been fantastic. I really, I'm just so glad that it turned out the way it did.
Me too.
Yeah. For everybody watching, I hope that you enjoyed it just as well. I hope you had just as much fun as we did. Roll Gutsman, wherever you are, hope that you're doing really well. And, well, this has been a fantastic reunion. I'm very grateful that we got to have this today. And, well, until we meet again, perhaps at the screening party there, the audio commentary, or however it is that we decide to get it to work, we sincerely hope to see you there as well. And until that day, this is the cast and crew of MegaMan the movie saying thank you, take care, God bless, and most importantly of all, in the words of Cutman, stay sharp.
Thank you, guys. Love you all.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Amazing.
You're still here? It's over. That's it. That's the end of the reunion. This iteration of it anyway, but that's all there is. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm glad you, I admire your willingness to stay on for as long as possible, but that's all we have for today. Well, thanks for sticking around, but this is it. Yeah, just go on. Go home. Log off. I'll give you a minute. Go ahead. Push the button. Well then, you leave me no other choice. I guess I'm just gonna have to do it myself. All right, if that's how you want it, then that is how Cutman is gonna do it. Good night.